Okay. Hello, hello, hello. Wow, you guys were chatting early. There's like another 7 minutes. How's it going? We got Celince today. I'm going to show you why you're probably going to need her. Because she is the new technology that people are finding to farm one of the most important dungeons in the game. How's it going? So, here we are. Let's grab this. We're stacking up pretty nicely, 14. Let's see, what do we got here? Go to our Dazzler stuff. So where are we? I mean, I guess right now I definitely want these. Definitely want these. I think after this, like, I don't even care about this, honestly. I'm probably just going to buy this. I need money. I'm broke as fuck. I'm broke, man. Alright, so let's go grab our check-in stuff. Our union assist. Let's grab that. What do we want to put in here? Yeah, we'll start. Yeah, Celince. Today is Celince Day. Let's do that. And then we'll give ourselves one. We got two. We'll give one to Mr. Tamias. And then where's Chad? I like to give Chad his because he's committed to the bit. Okay, we'll give one to Carrie. So there's that, and then there's no reds. Thank you guys. Thank you, team. What happened to Celince? A lot happened to Celince. Specifically, one thing which we'll talk about. I'm just going to let people get in first. Just because I did say at 9:15. So we'll just do that. For now, let's just go through the daily routine. Usually what I choose here is just whoever's the fastest. Unless there's like a really cracked comp. This looks really promising, honestly. That Viper looks scary. Oh, never bet against Opal, man. No. Do we go for the Celince just because we believe in her? Holy shit. Is that faster? Oh, well, it's just them, right? Yeah, they're literally just like the Heinrich's actually just faster than everybody. And there's, okay, well, it's 13th high school. So let's join that. So, Casio Reverie, Hein. Well, neither of them had Revelation, so I think we're good. I think we're good on that end. I need to turn off my alarm. That's to make sure. Can I build Dot without Lily? Yes, it just means that you need to have extra sustain. It's not a bug? No, she's just genuinely good. So we'll talk about her soon. Yes, I do have full stamina, but we'll so let's go into it. Okay. So Celince is actually going to be a very key character for your progression if you're a Dot player now. And that's because she has started to show up in a very, very interesting way. So if you don't know how she works, because I know there's plenty of you who probably haven't even looked at her because she's just been at the bottom of every tier list. I even put her there. She has this really interesting mechanic called Forgetfulness. I believe one of my Summoner Wars members, like one of the guild members, called it Oblivion. So maybe that rings a bell to you. But I don't actually know what this is. I don't think there's a E7 equivalent that I can think of. But pretty much this turns off any passive effects. And she has a 4-hit attack, which does a 30% chance when you max it, well, get it to S level 3, which I did. And I would recommend that you do it when you get to the point where you're going to want to do it. Seal. Thank you, Yosh. Seal. Yes, it's the equivalent to Seal. Now, why is that important? We'll get to it. She also has a nice little add-on here where she has this little Aqua Shield. So every time she takes a turn, she'll reapply the Aqua Shield. It's 10% of her max HP. This will last until the start of her next turn, but it just reapplies anyway. And then she just has this thing where you can increase it. You don't have to touch this, but eventually you probably will want to raise it. It's actually pretty good. She's a character that's going to scale much later. Her S1 just has a random chance to apply Dot, Silence, or Forgetfulness. Oh wait, or it applies Dot. Does that have anything to do with this? No, it actually doesn't. It has nothing to do with it. It just happens to be a little bit of a chain thing there. Okay, none of these actually matter at all for her. The only thing that we care about is her S3. That is literally it. So where are we using her? Well, you're going to want to make her the fastest unit for you. In our case, we made her 242. And you're going to want to put her on a codex. And the reason why you want to put her on a codex here is because you want her to cast her ult twice. That's it. Now, if you guys don't know, there's also revelation spam going on right now. And you're definitely going to want to abuse this because she is another 4-hit attacker. So if you want, you can go abuse her with revelation as well. Another bonus. So where are we using her? We're using her to beat Shadow Flame Hoyen, who's one of the most important bosses in the late game. We kind of skipped over her when we first got her, but that's because a lot of her stuff is for when we're trying to enter the late game, which is where we are. We are in the late game trying to get to the end game. There's some really powerful stuff like Revelation, obviously. This is going to allow, if you have Messiah, bump him up. If you have Remultra for PvP, at least, this is good. You know, Revelation spam in general is pretty good right now. And it also has some really good sets, specifically Swift Raid. So there's that. You also have Amber, who's really good at this stage in the game, mostly if you're interested in using stuff like Holden for potential PvP, Wall of Silence, PvP, and most importantly, Jackal, who has also Swift Rush, Wellspring, Cure, Bulwark, Time Weave, Swift Smite. Really toxic combo. Heck, it even has Bloodbath, which is pretty good. So this is really important. And you're going to see right here, that if we go here and we go to Recent Clears, you're going to start to see a few Celince pop-ups if they've actually been farming. Yeah, here we are. So you can see here, Celince is starting to pop up. And the reason why is because this is how you cancel the S. So on the ads that she has, so if we go into the fight here, let's go into the fight. You mentioned Revelation for Messiah. Is it better than White Fang? Yes, it is better than White Fang. So this is the team. See these ads on the side? They counterattack, and every time they counterattack, they increase the stacks on the middle, on the Shadow Flame Hoyen. So that's how you start to die, right? This is what makes this fight so annoying, because every time you attack, they counterattack twice, and those stack up. Then Shadow Flame does her cheats, and you're not surviving that. So this is how we are beating it, specifically with this team. Now, the shell for this doesn't really matter for Linglo. Some people are using Codex on her, but hey, I don't have that many Codex to throw around. So in this case, I'm just using my Alicorn just to move my gear around. I'm doing Shadow Sonya. Now, I am trying her on Codex right now. I actually need to raise this and max it still. But if you're going to do Codex, you want her to move before Lily. So that's what I'm trying to do here. I think my Lily is fast enough. Yeah. So that's 133. And this is 137. So same thing here. So you're going to want her to move, but you need to move her after Celince. So I'll probably have to slow her down a little bit once I get this up to max. But for now, this is how it works. And then Linglo, it doesn't really matter. She just needs to move decently fast and have access to her heals. So that's it. So hopefully this is, there is some failures that can happen here, but hopefully she'll land her passive. This is why we want to get it up. So you can see here, she only gets hit once. That's just how it works. And then you go through and you do your standard dot things. So I am trying the Codex tech that someone brought up yesterday, which was pretty nice. So I'm going to see how that works. I don't actually know if this is going to ruin the run, but what you go through is you also get to extend the dot. Unfortunately, I'm not landing, so that's just unlucky. Obviously, dot always has that RNG, but the idea here is that I'll go through, she'll reset. So this is how we kind of get through the normal waste start of the dot. So here we go. And this one, she'll waste her ult, so we don't care about this at all, okay? This is the start of dot, which makes it bad in auto, and we're starting to get unlucky. So let's see if this run actually goes through, because this is actually a pretty unlucky run just right off the bat. You really don't want to have to, you know, do this. Now, one of the cool things is that if you get silenced, it kind of helps your dot run, because you really want to just be spamming your S1. So there we go. We're going to dot again. We're going to dot again. So you can start to see it's starting to stack up very, very quickly. Linglo's going to go. Heal also can remove the silence in all of the heal blocks. Artisan is really good on Lily here. So we're going to do that. We're going to extend. So this fight's already over. It's guaranteed that we're going to be clearing this, because we're pretty much killing her all the time here. So we're going to go here. She's going to W her up. Oh, we're actually going to get another S1 here. And finally, this will be the kill. So she's dead. There's literally no way that she can survive here, and it's all over. It's just a matter of time. They're always going to take a turn, and eventually, well, we win. And that's how you're going to farm Shadow Flame Hoyen. Now, some people are trying to do other things, but this is actually the most consistent one that I've seen. And you can do a lot of things to get this improved up to 100%. Right now, it's about a 70%. But just like anything, when you're first going into these dungeons, If you can get to like 70-ish%, you are looking really good, because that means you're not going to waste as much stamina as you normally would. And then you can try to build up your arsenal, and eventually your gear is just going to get better. Well, specifically your shells are going to get better. And as they get better, everything's going to become a lot easier, and then it's going to be GG as you transition into it. So finally, this is how you break into that cycle again of returning back to the normal. How do I just consistently farm my shells so then I can go accept my defeat as much as I can in the modules and then slowly progress? This is how. What's the Celince build and speed requirement? So you want her to be about 240. It's like 241, 242 is the magic number to make her move. After all the speed buffs from Codex, it is enough to make her move. So you do need to max out the Codex because it does give you the speed buff. This is kind of the key thing here. So there we go. Any substitute for Lily? So unfortunately, this is the only comp that right now I can't really recommend a substitute for Lily. The only person who's been able to clear this with, actually, I think even the person who cleared this without doing dot was still using Lily. They were just using the Lily Messiah. Right now, this has not been figured out on how you can do it without that. There is something that is brewing in Asia, but we haven't been able to test it yet. So we do that. But for the most part, pretty much every run is using the Shadow Lily Sonya core. I don't know if you can actually make this work without Lily, to be honest with you. I know you can make it work without Shadow Sonya because you can just use Fangus. It just means that you're going to have less consistency. But yeah, I wouldn't really recommend it. Some people are using the Kazuya, the Reverie here, but you won't really be able to do it. What's with the title? We're talking about how Celince is taking over and breaking everyone into Shadow Flame Hoyen super consistently. So that's pretty much it. So yeah, her gear is also pretty like whatever. Like this is just standard gear. I do have like good speed gear on her, but that is just because I was trying to speed tune and it just happened to work out. It just happened to use 2 good pieces. But hey, you really just need her to be at like 240. I believe I have her at 242, and this seems to be enough with speed. I don't know the exact one, but it seems to be 241, 242 from what other people have been seeing. So yeah. The other thing is, of course, she's broken with Revelation. So she is a Revelation abuser, and this is why she is going to shoot up. And I would say right now, she is going to most likely be a character that if you want to dominate in PvP right now, and from what it sounds like, the devs are apparently not interested in nerfing Rev, or scared to at least right now in terms of backlash. It looks like it's probably going to be a safe investment, but at the end of the day, you're always taking that risk if you're going to invest past the level 3, because this will at least set you up for PvE if you're doing dot. Unfortunately, I can't really help you when it comes to free to play, because this is the problem that we're having right now. This is why, again, I highly recommend you go and voice your opinion on the main chord about the fact that the only way to clear this right now that everyone's been able to do this consistently is either having a really cracked out Messiah Lily combo or by using this team. And technically you can replace the Celince with Kazuya, but it is less consistent. Everyone is transitioning to Celince for the more consistent run. It's simple as that. That's just how it is. And Mio is there, but she's less consistent as well. So you see here, 3-0 already. That's how it works. So again, I'm sorry, I can't really help you guys when it comes to free to play on this one, because there is no alternative right now, at least that we know works. There is some that we're brewing. As I see people that I know that are testing it solve it, I'll come back and let you guys know. But right now, simply put it, if you don't have it, you should just go to the Discord and complain, because that's the only way to make change happen. So yeah, sucks, but that's just the truth. So for PvE, Celince is Revelation or Codex of Magic. For PvE, it is Codex of Magic. For the PvP, it's Revelation. And you guys don't know how the Revelation build works, I can quickly like talk to you about it. So pretty much how the Revelation one works is you run this, which is really, really broken. You want to get momentum on it because momentum is a really good set because it gives you crit rate. So you want to just get like 6 momentum. And the idea here is you want to max it out, and you do want it awakened because then it increases from 10% to 12%, and it increases the max cap for the attack. And what it is you want to get 100% crit rate, or as close to it as you can. Run it on characters that have multiple hits. So this is your Kazuyas are like 3 hits, Dinah is 4 hits, Celince is 4 hits, Freya's 4 hits, etc., etc. And then you just want to get as much attack as possible. So it's going to be crit rate, attack, and as much speed as you can. And pretty much you want to just draft all your speed openers. It does not matter. You don't need a single DPS because these are your DPSs. The best DPS that abuses this as well right now is Rosa. So those figures and Messiah, those are really it because they have a lot of built-in damage as well. But yeah, literally just this. If you just go like crit rate, attack, then if I slap this on Freya, you're good to go. So go ahead, spam out your revelations, because at the end of the day, if they nerf it, we just all go to main court and we just complain and we get compensation and resets. So it works out anyway. It's a win-win. Abuse it now, take advantage of it, and then go complain when they take it away from us. The classic. So would you just want momentum and onslaught? If you can get momentum and onslaught, that's great, but it actually doesn't really matter. It just matters about momentum because you will want to still run Swift Rush on the character. You just want Swift Rush. Technically, the best course of action for you here is to farm, like go here, farm this late game, right? And then try to get a momentum and Swift Raid. So this way you can run momentum, a momentum piece at 3, a Swift Raid piece, and then everything else is Swift Rush. And that means that you'll have 4 Swift Rush pieces. That's 12 Swift Rush. And if you have enough speed, there you go. You have an extra 15% speed and attack, which is really good. So yeah, and I'll let you guys see this run just a little bit more so you can see. Now, again, there is situations where this run could fail. This is one of them, but actually, no, I think this run succeeds. This happens too sometimes where they'll just die, but there's enough dots to win. And that's just how it works. I'm currently using Viper, Holden to take in Valorant, and Linglo for Aurora Health 3. My Viper hasn't scaled anything up yet. Do you think I should replace who to beat it? Viper, Holden, Ting, Valerian, Linglo. You can probably replace, I mean, it depends on how tanky your characters are, because you can just replace the Valerian for like a defense break, and then hopefully Ting should be able to kill it a little bit quicker. And that'd be something for, like a Dyna. So look into that. Doesn't Giada also abuse it? Oh yeah, she does also abuse it. Is the level 40 shell dungeon after Nico Nana worth farming? Sharon? I would say that she has some value to get like 1 Halloween, but I would honestly say if you still cannot farm like Hell 3 plus, you should probably go back and farm the Sharon. That's like a good option. At the end of the day, it's always, do you have Lily? No, then F you. Unfortunately, that is the game right now, and it's really unfortunate. I think there's 2 options they can have, and that's either one, they can just nerf these stages to the point where there's more teams and you don't need Lily. The second option is that you can just go ahead and you can just build like, I don't even know what I was going to say. I just talked out of my ass there. Yeah, so the first option is they nerf these, right? The second option is they introduce a character that we can build that has the same mechanics as Lily, specifically the assist. What is the Viper build for PvP? It depends on what your gear is, but generally it's just as much tank as possible and some effect accuracy. So it's usually like 1 effect accuracy piece, and then it's like HP or crit HP if you want to go for some damage. Because Viper's a character that scales as the fight goes on. He gets stacks, he'll break you down slowly but surely. Should I even bother building a dot team if I don't have Sonya? I have everything else. If you have everything else, you can just replace Sonya with Fangus. You will meet, it does mean that your like overall gear requirement is actually going to exist compared to Dot, which doesn't really have a gear requirement. It's really just like speed checks and that's it. But you'll definitely need to be like 10% faster than the average Dot player, or you will struggle. But yeah, you can still do it with Fangus. Sonya is actually replaceable. The one who isn't replaceable is actually the Lily, which is the crazy part. Unless it's Nico Nana, because you can just go Viper and you can out-sustain it. You can't out-sustain this fight, unfortunately. Damn, Dot and all shells in a way. It's nice not to have to build a lot of difference, but it's pretty premium. Yeah, I mean, there's also one downside, and there's some content where it just says you are not allowed to play Dot. So Dot is like a really good thing in my case, right, to transition into, because I already have everything, right? So now I'm just taking advantage of it, right? So I just use it as a band-aid to unlock stuff. So this is one of those instances where the run can fail. If you want to see if you haven't been paying attention like I am, you can go back and watch and see what the fail conditions are. but it was still really close, right? This is usually just like one dot off of being able to get there. Again, we don't really know the data mine. No one's really data mined the game yet. So if I knew how much resist this character had, I could even min-max this further. So I may just not have enough effectiveness to push through consistently. That may be my problem here. Because right now I am only 130, so maybe I have to go to 140 or something like that. But there's no way for me to know that, so it's really just guessing. And for the most part, this has been a pretty consistent run. I'd say that I'm really, really happy with, you know, anything that's 75% up. Like on average is going to be a run that I'm really interested in right now. Running Fangus, Lily, Ling, Marvel, and I'm still not able to clear Hoyen Hell. Yeah, you won't be able to clear Hoyen Hell. Oh, wait. Oh yeah, definitely can't do that for Hoyen Hell. Hoyen Hell's really squishy. You're better off just doing a crit DPS if you can. If I'm using 3 symbol Keen Eye plus 2 symbol Onslaught, White Fang Shell, and I have with... Do you think I should grind Eco Nonabest for Shell? Yeah, definitely get as perfect of a shell as you possibly can. Can any module get a speed main stat? No, there's no pieces of gear that have a speed main stat. Revelation on Celine and Doki Doki. I haven't tried it, but it could work. The issue is that the reason why Revelation is so broken in PvP is the fact that for the most part, you can actually just like push through because they don't have as crazy of HP, right? Some mobs in PvE just actually have like 100k. But you know what? I haven't seen how much actual HP those guys have. So maybe if they have like, I would say if they have 80k, it's definitely possible. I could see people starting to build Revelation as an option, mostly since it's really easy to do. I don't have enough to do it right now, but I may look into it. But I also don't want to overinvest into Revelations. I'll probably build 1 or 2 more, just because I think it's generally a good shell, and like even if they nerf it, which I actually don't know if they will at this point after what I've seen being discussed on the Discord from the community manager, it just sounds like overall the devs are too scared to do anything, which is disappointing. But if they're not going to nerf it until the RTA season ends, by all means, I'm going to go and abuse it, and I'm sure that you can probably use it in Doki Doki. Is that the Celince team that you were talking about yesterday? Yes, this is the Celince team that I was talking about yesterday, to break into Shadow Flame Hoyen. Like, honestly, I would say if they nerf Revelation, Celince becomes much worse of an option here, and it's probably better to just accept the less consistent version of using Kazuya, the Reverie, since she double ups in Doki. Back to Etheria? Yeah, back to Etheria. I'm just going to do a short stream just to clear out my stamina, and then I'm going to call it a night tonight, because unfortunately I think for the most part, there's not really much to do and play on the game right now until we get the ×2 event, because I'm saving up, and I'm sure you guys are saving up. And by the way, I will be skipping Friday, or sorry, the day before the ×2 event. It's Friday for me. I think it's Thursday for you guys, right? It's the 2 days. Whatever the day is before the ×2 event, I won't be streaming, so just keep that in mind. Do you think Inferno stages are unhealthy for the game state-wise? I feel like not having... Yeah. So, my opinion on Inferno is I think the module stages, while they are really frustrating, they're fine. The part that's not fine is the shells. The shells should be easier than the Inferno module stages. Tomorrow Secret Tech? I was gonna do tomorrow, but I've been seeing some things that are making me worried that it doesn't actually work. So it may have to get delayed, but I'll let you know. I'll definitely... It's either gonna be up there tomorrow or it's not. You'll find out then. I just need to set it up. I have Shadow Sonya, Fangus, Holden, Freya, and I think all the units for dots, but I don't have Lily. Still going dot? I mean, you can, but you're going to need faster gear than average. Do you think it is worth resetting Ramoka to build up Chiata for Inferno Doki? Jono Kloss has been using Gray. So if you're going a consistent, like, slow clear, and you're okay accepting that forever and never being able to scale into a faster version, then I think Chiata definitely has a lot of value there. She's much easier to enter Inferno Doki Doki, but she's much worse later. The secret tech is just combo multi-hits and Revelation. No, it's not. But it has nothing to do, it has nothing to do with like Revelation, the stuff that, you know, like honestly, unless you have been really, really digging, like only a few people have actually like started to be like, oh, why are they all doing this? So yeah. Have you finished your Ember track yet? How did you beat stage 30? I have not. I'm at stage 40. I just haven't bothered. I need to go and see if I can beat a start day. I don't know if I can. Apparently she's really hard, but most people have been able to push through it, so we'll find out. For which boss? Sorry, which one do you mean? For which boss was tomorrow's video supposed to be? I forgot. Oh, tomorrow, it's actually going to be general. It's going to be like this character. Does your count bricked if no Shadow Sonya? Right now, yeah, unless the next tech that I have cooking in the background works. If it doesn't, then I'm sorry, you're doomed. And we're making the video. But yeah, honestly, I'd say it's actually probably harder without Lily. Yeah. Like, I hate to say it, but I'm gonna be honest. Like, if the tech doesn't work, I'm just gonna say it right now. You all should probably go into the Discord and just say, hey, what the fuck's going on? Can you nerf the Inferno Show dungeons? But we'll find out. And if we have Shadow Sonya and not Lily, we still bricked. It's much harder, I'll tell you that. So this is a failed condition. Okay, cool. So this is one of our failed runs, but it's fine. I'm okay with one. How likely do you think the tech is to work? It's like a 60% chance. But we'll find out. We'll find out once I build it. And you would reset Rosa that I sent by... would you reset Rosa? I spent 5p lattices and XP to get it max level to build some dot units and Holden. If you have Lily, then absolutely you can build dot. What to farm now since there's times 2 event? Shell currency is important. So right now for this week, unless you are doing the weird stamina thing where you try to store up all your stamina and accept the fact that you're just not playing for 5 days, then the best thing to farm is shells, because that's the only thing that isn't times 2. But that's really it. I made a working dot team for Hell 4 without Lily, 80% win rate. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good. That's pretty good, actually. Inferno of Doki Doki, always 3 matrix piece drops. So, sorry, Inferno of Doki Doki? Oh, the 3 matrix. No, it's not guaranteed. Wow, so that's 2 runs. Okay. Let me guess. I would have to look back and see why that's failing. It's probably just RNG. I'm praying for this tech, bro. If not, I'm cooked. Sonya isn't that important in that Fangus. So, Sonya is not important for Doki Doki. I mean, sorry, for Nico Nana. She's not important for Nico Nana. But you know who is important for Shadow Flame Hoyen? It is Sonya. I mean, honestly, I haven't tried it, but maybe you can replace... Like, in theory, Fangus is technically a little bit better than Sonya. Because she doesn't have that weird situation like right now where she's just kind of wasting turns here. Which is the only way that this run can fail, is that she just wastes her turns and then she also doesn't land her dots. Fangus doesn't have that problem. So, Fangus may work here. I haven't tried it. I haven't seen anyone who has, which is why I say it's probably not. But feel free to try it. If you have Celince, try it without skilling her up. If you already have everything else. Because you're going to want to build Fangus for the other team anyway. I just reset my Leanne. I got 8 perfect lattice. Should I build up Messiah or Holden? Probably Messiah if you're going to make me choose between one of those two. What is Rosa's best shell? It is Revelation. Holy crap. Of course, now that I want to showcase her, I'm going to get all the bad RNG and fail. So yeah. But of course, one thing that you could do is you can always make this run more consistent. One thing is, remember, I'm not actually on the full late game shell, right? I still don't have this one right here. So I only max this out. I still don't have it awakened. Once I get that awakened, it becomes a little bit better because right now I'm missing the ability to get the extra speed buff, which definitely makes this run more consistent. So again, this is one of those situations where as you start to get more and more resources, the run will get more inconsistent. So right now it looks inconsistent, but you saw the other two where, you know, we only lost 1. So right now we're like, what? We got 9, so we're 20. So we're 20 to 4, which is, right? Yeah, because we got 9, 9, and we got 1, yeah, 1, 1, 3, yeah. So it's 20 to 5 right now, which, you know, that's pretty good. That's a 75% success rate. When I only just started farming it, I don't even have the, like, one of my shells are just not maxed. I'd say that's pretty good, you know? Oh, actually, no, we're 7. Okay, it's less than that. It's about 70% because actually we're only doing 8 runs. Did you reset Chloros? I haven't reset him yet. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to reset him by the time that it expires. What to farm now since there's time to shell currency support? Yeah, farm shell currency. What do you think are the best shells for Fangus and Shadow Sonya? It's Codex. It's definitely Codex. If I have a good Dieting and Dieting does all what Rosa does, would you reset Rosa? So pretty much every single clear that I've seen for Aurora has Rosa, so I don't know if it's worth resetting her. But you can reset her, hold on to those, build other characters, and then get her built later. How to beat Ember Track normal level 42? Ryoki, I haven't even done it myself, so I wouldn't be able to say. I haven't even seen it. But I do have a friend that I'm going to do, so I may record it and make a video about it once I know the mechanics. What matrices are you looking for besides Swift Rush on Codex? It just depends on the character, but yeah, it just depends on the character. The one that revives you, it can be used for sure, but I mean, I just don't have one built up. You can only build so many resources. So yeah, Swift Rush is good. If you have it Bulwark, yeah, it's really just Swift Rush and Bulwark really here. Otherwise, if you're doing it, you're looking for a really specific combination for some very specific reason. Game hates me. 3 Mochas, 2 Claws, 2 Messiah. Yeah, hate to see the dupes. So, is there no way to clear these stages without Shadow Sonya? Right now, no one has done it on global, but people have done it in Asia. But from what we've seen, they're not consistent. When people have tried to replicate it here, they've either failed or they've only done like a first time clear, and then they've realized that after doing a random 10 run that it's just like you get your ass kicked. And losing like on average maybe 1 run every 100 like worth of stamina, so 10 and like 90%. If you can get to that, you're golden. Like that's pretty much what you'd expect until eventually you're just one-shotting all these bosses anyway. So that's kind of the issue. What about Ember Track level 30? She's hard, so pretty much you have to kill the ads on the side. I mean, all right, I'm gonna be honest with you. When it came to Sharon, I don't even remember her because my deting, I just detinged and lilied it. I just one-shot that thing. I just popped the bar. It did its next phase. I went cool. Killed it again. Next bar. Oh crap. Okay, next bar. Rinse and repeat. So honestly, I don't remember. What I know about the fight is that you kill the ads on the side first, and then you kill the main body, and then you repeat. 42. I have not done 42 yet. I can make a video on it if a lot of people want. I just don't know. I'll have to find it out and find out the mechanics and figure out what the strategy is, and I'll see if I can figure out what other people are doing that are not just doing the standard like Lily Messiah crap, because I think the last time I checked was like a week or 2 ago. I'm just waiting until I'm like strong enough to just power through it, to be honest, because it's not a high priority. As long as you get it done in time, it doesn't matter when you do it. Is Tiamat or Rahu worth building for PvE? Rahu is pretty good, actually. It just kind of sucks because right now with Revelation, they're both pretty bad outside of like PvP. Like PvP, they're really bad because of Revelation meta, and because of that, they're not really... They're more PvP characters, right? So the fact that they suck right now in both PvP and PvE is a problem. Why do you run Ling Ling instead of Fangus? I do Fangus and have like 90% auto rate for Hoyen. I mean, I could try it. It's just this is safer. This is, from what I've seen, safer. I mean, I could very easily try switching her over to Fangus. What's OP about Celince? Because I got hella dupes. It's her S3. Putting the silence on these 2 ads here. Celince just used for Inferno Hoyen, or she's so good on other stages? She is good in PvP. Is Celince good anywhere else? PvP, because of Revelation meta. Yeah, I can try a thing. Oh, well, the question is, are you asking Mega Blocks? Try if she works, like, instead of Sonya, or instead of Linglo? Which slot am I replacing? Need an inventory management video? My shit's so full because I don't know what to sell or keep. Oh, that's a good idea. Are they possible without Lily? I have not seen it. I haven't seen anyone do it consistently without Lily. It's failed on. Alright, cool. I'm more than happy to try this with I may as well leave. It's not winnable. I don't have enough dots. Alright, let's try it with Fangus instead of the Let's try the speedrun version. Yeah, the instead of Sonya, I mean I can give it a go, but it's a little bit of a waste of stamina. Here, I'll try oh, let's not do that. So where is it? So this is we'll first try it with just the huh? That's Fangus gear. Is there any characters? Oh yeah, it is. Where are we? That's SH Lily, that's HS Sonya. Okay, let's try it with this gear, and then we'll just replace this real quick. So you want to see if this works, huh? 239. Okay, it's fast enough that he can get pushed back up. So we'll give it 3 runs and see how it works. I'm curious if this works without Sonya as well. Do you think this is worth building without Sonya and Lily? I mean, he's okay for just Nico Nana, but yeah, I mean, he's good in PvP as well. So I would say yes for the most part. Alright, cool. Pop that. Get hit, get hit. The issue is, one of the powerful things about, like, Fangus is that he gets the auto attack here, but it's not consistent, right? That's the issue. So you usually want him in, like, double sustain runs. Because you can see here he doesn't do dots, and he doesn't extend them as well, which can kind of ruin it. So you can see I'm not getting enough dots here. I'm only getting, like, 1 or 2, because it's only a 70% chance at max. My fastest is 242 Celince. That's just because that's the best I can do with spreading out my gear. So I'll just do that. Pop. So you can see, not really that great. So I would not say that you can replace Shadow Sonya with Fangus here. Because you can't out-sustain this fight. The difference is like, in Nico Nana, you can technically like sustain it out. But that consistency over time will kind of balance out. Here, not so much. You can see I'm not really getting it. And you're on a timer until these guys take their turn and you no longer have access to it. Like, this is much longer, and we're getting pretty lucky because we're landing everything. So if we lose our things, it's going to become really inconsistent. Yeah, this run's real dicey, and I would say we're getting lucky too. Yeah, again. Is Lily replaceable? Not for this fight. Hey Mako, how's it going? Yeah, this is gonna be a failed run, even after getting so much extra soul. Should I uninstall no Lily and Sonya? No. Because there's a good chance that they will just eventually fix it. Alright, this run cannot succeed. And that was pretty lucky too for the most part. I'm down to try. What I am down to try though is if I have enough. Like that. Oh, that's stupid. The issue is we're really, really thin on our effect accuracy bases. So let's see here. So this one has to be this. Okay. 238. Okay. Let's try just full damage. Sell your house and roll for Sonya. Could be a line for sure. Probably wouldn't recommend it. Selling your children, your wife, and house. Okay. Oh, before the house. Fair enough. They do beat you up quite badly, though. Yeah. I'm not too sure how you're doing this without, because that's just like what happens. Sometimes Celince dies, and this is one of the reasons why you want the Linglo, because she gets you up enough that it doesn't matter. So I don't know. That's just like, looks like it's gonna have way more inconsistency. Maybe if you're just naturally tanker enough, but I don't see it personally, at least. Just do that. Alright, Celince on like 150 accuracy, Lily on Artisan, full defense percent. Oh yeah, so you just have better gear. Yeah, but I mean, better gear in general here would always increase the consistency. That's different. What I'm trying to show here is like she allows you to enter in here. Like this is my first time really farming this. I only farmed a little bit more just to test it, but I didn't get to farm anything else. Where am I? I'm looking for water and SSR. So yeah, no, I agree. It probably definitely works when you get enough like better stats to work. But right now my Celince is on poverty here. I don't even have one of my shells completed. I'm hella stuck because I'm missing Lily. I can't do much to beat Hell 4. Spend another 500 for Lily. Let's see. Where was that question? I miss it. I'm hella stuck. Oh, missing Lily. I can't do much to beat Hell 4. I mean, there's plenty of teams to beat Hell 4. Hell 4 is more of a stat check than anything. So Hell 4 is doable. Honestly, I wish Hell 4 was the difficulty for Inferno, because it was a lot more doable. But yeah, I mean, you can, it depends on which one you're stuck at, but generally like there's Valerian becomes really good there. Characters like the Ting are really good there if you can get the damage, all of that. How's your Secret Tech video coming along? Gonna be ready for tomorrow's stream/video. I'm not too sure if it will be ready tomorrow. I thought I would get it there in time, but I kind of underestimated how many resources you need. Like, I'm trying to build it from scratch, so it's a little bit, not so good. Then push your account without Lily. Sonya? I'm not too sure how he would push his account without Lily and Sonya. Depends on where he's trying to push. Show me one person farming Inferno without Lily and Sonya, and then I'll do it. Yeah, that's exactly it, Mako. That's exactly it. It's really hard without it. There's only, actually, there is one person who's doing it without it, but that's a different story. Very different story. I don't think any of you guys are going to be able to get to that point. Keep frustrating. Didn't know you spent 500. Oh. You guys are having your own conversation. I tried out Kraken instead of Celince there? No. No, I have not. It's just that Celince turns these both online, and it's really consistent because 60% times 4 is really, really good. Is it some cracked Messiah? Yeah. Yeah, it's literally like, yeah, it's just not, it's one of those situations where like, yeah, sure, if you have that, you can do anything, you know? It's one of those things where it's like, and you know how he got it? He got it by farming with Lily and Sonya in Nico Nana. And then he was strong enough to push and force Shadow Hoyen, and now he just has a cracked, like, Fairy Edge Revelation Messiah. So, like, yeah, I mean, sure. But it all started with Dot anyway as well. So it makes no difference. It doesn't solve the problem. Yeah, the Inferno Tarot Messiah. Yes, I did see that in Asia. Yeah. They called it Wall of China. That's a good one. Morning, Lorenzo. How's it going? On auto, does Lily use her S2 on the unit with the highest attack? Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's it's AoE, isn't it? I'm pretty sure it's just the AoE, so it doesn't matter who it hits. Should I build Yang? He's appearing in some Inferno. So, okay. So how you need to understand why Yang is showing up in Inferno is that it is not one of those things where you're going to just go, okay, I entered Inferno, now I build Yang, and he's going to fix everything. Yang is there to min-max. Yang will continue to show up Inferno at the very top of the leaderboard for people who already have good gear. Because how Yang works is he is a buffer to increase your stats. So he has this buff, which increases, it's an attack and crit rate buff. So the idea is that on the first wave, he uses this, gives you the attack and crit rate buff. Great. This means that your Ramoka, which is why you're going to see it all with Ramoka or Messiah, now has their crit buff. Cool. Now, what happens is you go in and you first shot the first wave because Ramoka is stacked, right? And she has an attack buff and crit rate buff, so you can probably build her on more crit damage gear. And she usually has really, really good gear. That is going to pop the entire first wave because of her splash damage. Usually you combine this with like count. And then what happens is in the following wave, Yang is usually built fast enough that what he'll do is he'll move before the second wave's first turn, and he'll use his S3 to push the entire team up. This is what's going to allow you to then, with your codexes, also cleave. So that is a late game comp that, yes, everyone kind of knew about if you've been paying attention to the old creator server stuff before the game released. If you were not watching those videos before release, there was a content creator server comp that was doing it with Messiah and Lily, funny enough. But now people already knew that you could do it with Ramoka. It's a stat check. So by the time you get to that point, yes, if you're wanting to increase the consistency of your run by making it a one-shot comp, Yang will be good. Are you going to be there the moment you enter Inferno? Absolutely not. If you do, then you must have gotten really lucky on your gear and shells, because most people were not doing that at the start. All I see in Giada, all I see is Giada Inferno Doki. Yeah, so Giada is really good for Doki Inferno specifically, because she's really, really consistent. Ramoka is going to show up higher on the leaderboard because she scales better. So that's why right now you start to see Ramoka here, because they're doing this comp here where they're moving and they're just one-shotting. Now, this is really slow. Oh yeah, because he's pushing back with Mio. Yeah, oh, this is not Codex? Oh, actually, you know what? This makes sense. He's trying to make it more consistent. Yeah, this Mio actually is pretty slow. So he's actually risking, right now, he's risking this Ramoka getting attacked down, which would ruin his run. So this run's probably already inconsistent right now, but it will become more consistent once he can get his Mio to be fast enough to move before the first wave. And what will happen is once he gets fast enough, which he's farming Doki, so that definitely can't happen, mostly once he gets access to like Swift Raid and stuff, is he'll S3, push them all back, though he needs a ridiculous amount of effect accuracy because they have a lot of effect resist then. So you need some really good gear to do this. And then what will happen is that your Kazuya will go, she'll sleep everybody. Then Yang will put this up, and then Kloss will do the defense break. This will kill. Then you go into the second wave. Mio will freeze or whatever. Technically, this should be Codex, so she does the pushback again. And then what you do is you have Yang push everyone up. And then what happens is Kloss will go through and do, yeah, pretty much do the whole cycle again 2 times in a row. That's kind of the idea behind this comp. And that's why there's like Codex here, Codex here. Technically, there should be a Codex here, but again, you're limited on the resources that you can get. And this guy's doesn't matter. And then yes, count, because count is really good for the late game Ramoka build. It's what you want when you're trying to push into Inferno if you're doing this. But you know what? This guy could literally just use the comp that has, yeah, this. And then if you don't have Kloss, you just run Gray. So this guy is literally a perfect example of that, why you can do it. This is why no one, yeah, this is global server. This is why no one's complaining about modules Infernos, because they're fair. They're fair, they're difficult, they're fair, and honestly, they should be harder than like the shells. But the problem is that the shells are actually the hardest stage of Inferno, but you cannot clear unless you can clear both. Technically, it should be shells are less difficult than modules because you're supposed to do the latter step of going your shells into modules, but it's not. It's broken right now, and that's why everyone has having to resort to dot. You decided to reset Remo to Giada because she is more prevalent. So, oh, polyvalent? Is that a word? Polyvalent. I can't even pronounce that. The guy with the gray items? Yeah, sure. I mean, it's probably a little bit better now because it will always show their best clear. But yeah, he is DPS gray. Again, I've talked about this from the very start. Your gray is not a utility tool. He is a secondary DPS. And he's doing that here. He probably needs more effect accuracy though, because this is, yeah, he probably needs more effect accuracy at this point. He could definitely afford it. He doesn't need this much damage. Romolka, Kenai is interesting. It's probably just his best DPS gear. Valerian, standard, nothing too special here on her. It's actually pretty squishy. Oh, it's the artisan build. That's why she's going with more defense and stuff. Yeah. Not too sure because this is scaling off of HP. And then you have just your standard, yeah, just your standard Freya. Wow, that's a lot of effect accuracy. And then Kazuya, yeah, standard triple, should be like triple effect accuracy pretty much, or HP, yeah. With this and Time Weave, yeah, Time Weave is fine. It's good for these type of runs. But yes, if you're doing like the, before, like this is why Giada is up here, because all these players down here that are Remolkas, they are just not doing as consistent damage, so they're going to be slower. And they're going to be less consistent because they're slower, because the faster your runs, the less RNG that you're going to have to deal with, which is why you're doing that. So that's why the moment that they start to get enough speed, enough accuracy, and DPS to burst through and start, you know, doing Remolka things, Remolka starts popping up here, and this is why you're going to see it at the very top. Same with something like using the Beatin, right? She's here to give that attack up and that crit damage buff, which is kind of the same thing that Yang's doing. They're both the same, pretty much. As long as you can one-shot, it doesn't matter that Beatin's going to get one-shot because they're never going to move. This guy, yeah, this is it. So he's really insanely fast. So this is literally what I was talking about, right? He's fast enough to move before the first wave. He has Codex. He's pushing back. This is insane. This is like your really late game gear. Becomes easier once you have access to like Swift Raid, because you can at least get 15% more speed that way. And then Kloss is that. This, yeah, all Codex. Triple. This is literally exactly the team, but he's using Beatin instead of Yang. Because he has this as well. So this is, again, the same reason why you don't need this. Technically, this doesn't even have to be 5-star. This doesn't even have to be 5-star. It just has to be faster than the Remolka. That's it. Remolka only needs S3. Yeah, that's pretty much all she needs. Now, some people may say, oh, I can't get this level of gear. So to make up for the fact that I can't get this level of gear, which, by the way, you can. He has a broken set here. Fury. And he's on Harvest as well. The count, though, is pretty good. This is a pretty fucking insane count. Well, you do need to get a good count anyway, so you should be farming for that. Some people may try to compensate by over-investing into the S1 or S2 for the extra stats it provides. So overall, we got, yeah, perfect. Ooh, holy shit, that's perfect. Holy shit, that's insane, actually. I gotta just post that real quick. Huge W. How much speed to outspeed the Inferno mobs? Apparently it's like 285 from what I've heard. Apparently it's like 285, somewhere between there. But no one's actually done the exact math that I can see. Recycle. You fucking madman. Hey Kilya, I already asked twice, but you skipped over my message both times, so I'm not sure if you ignored or missed it. Would you show a run for Nico non-Inferno without Sonya, or perhaps make a video about it? I could probably make a video about it in the future, but I don't... Without Sonya? I mean, it's probably just Fangus, right? I mean, the issue is, like, I would just use Fangus, and then I would also run, like, Viper. So it's kind of hard because I don't have Viper built. But I know it works because I know there's other people who are doing that. But it's best to just go look in here. Eventually there will be people. It's just that most people are not farming this anymore because you don't need it. Yeah, it's pretty hard to show because most people that are farming this already just go for the most efficient team. But yeah, I promise you, if you go Fangus, you can just go Fangus, Viper, Valerian, not Linglo for the last slot. I guarantee you it will clear. But I just don't have the resources to build up Viper. I can only build so many characters. Are the LOD units on the guaranteed SSR ticket? Yes, it is completely random what you'll get. You can even get the new characters. You can even get Hoyan and Holden. So if you really want, if there's like, for me, every time I get a ticket, I'm just going to save it. Like this new SSR ticket, I'm literally just going to save it because, well, I have every character. So I may as well wait and see if I can get the new character on it. Okay, get rid of that. I need more jackals. And I need more revelations. So I should start locking these so I don't accidentally sell them. I don't need more lighthouses though. Did you try Freya on Nico instead of Valerian? You can't bring green into Nico Nana. She will one-shot you. She one-shots green. She has the same mechanic as the Infernos. Hey, do you know if it's possible to farm Terramoton with a dot team on auto? Hell 4? On Hell 4, yeah, there's definitely a way. I don't know the exact setup though, but I know people were doing it. Because you can still bring Obol. How would you build Viper? I would build him on HP, crit rate, effect accuracy. And then for the shell, I would just bring... Really any shell's good on him. He's pretty flexible with the shell. Gigabyte's good on him. It just depends. Whatever's the best one you can get that has the right sets to get him on like Swift Rush and, you know, Wellspring, stuff like that. It just depends on what your gear is. What is the sweet spot of speed for openers and PvP? It depends on how high rank you are, Alter, but right now, like in the highest rank, you need to have at least 280 speed or you're pretty much getting outsped always. Can you imprint a shell with 2 matrices to a 3 to keep the path? Yes, you can. So when you imprint, you are only taking the lines. So whenever, if I wanted to imprint this, so this is why it's like, it's okay to raise these and why it's okay to overinvest into these shells. Because all these shells, when I get their variant that has a 3rd matrix, I can still keep all of this, which is great. Because, you know, I have, you know, this on this guy, which is great. But more importantly, I have like this. So I can always just say, oh, cool. When I get a new Codex of Magic, I can get that extra 5 speed as well. All because all I do is I just imprint it. And this is the only thing that changes right down here. Everything else stays the same. Hey, Zuck, how's it going? Can you do what shell for Kloss? Codex is really good, or she wants Black Flag / Jackal. What's the skill ups for Viper? S2 into his S3 up to level 3, and then S1 max, preferably after that. I kept 1 Swift Artisan for my Freya, but is it worth keeping a Time Weaver Strive for Artisan in the future, or just recycle them? Generally, I like to keep Time Weave stuff because that has a lot of potential. I'm at work, can't listen. Why is Celince? So Celince pretty much is just really good here in... We did it. Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit. Let's go. Oh my god. Let's fucking go. Oh, today's been a day. Oh my goodness. Oh, we did it, guys. We did it. We did it. Like the stream. Like the fucking stream. The stream's over. We got it. We got it. We can go home. Oh my goodness. Oh, oh my god. Time to recycle it. I'm Thanos on Messiah and PV. Okay, well now it's not even close what I reset for. I was debating what to reset for, but now it's definitely just sit in Light Dungeon and farm for Messiah. So I'm definitely resetting to Messiah if you guys are asking now. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. This is actually gonna delete people. Like, it's actually just straight up GG. Like, if he gets a turn, like, you better fucking outspeed my Lily, man. You better outspeed my goddamn Lily. Every single person who hits me in arena, I want you to fear that Lily. When you see her, let you know, she is gonna decide your fate. Who cares about the defeat? Holy, we did it. Okay. Oh my god. Sorry. I'm just, it's still sinking in because, oh my fucking god. Shit. Feeling like you got me. Oh man, yeah. Honestly. Okay. I'm unrelatable now. I admit it. I'm unrelatable. I can't relate to you guys. I'm just in a different league now. I accept that. You guys can flame me now. You can be like, you're an unrelatable streamer. I don't care what you say. Everything you say is invalid. That's true. I'm no more guides, because every time I make a guide, you guys can just straight up say, bro, but you just have an OP Messiah now with that broken revelation. Nothing you say is relevant. Like, I just can't. I can't, man. I just, you know what? We're just a for fun streamer. Moving forward, we're only doing variety content. We're going to react. You know, people are going to start calling me Mr. Pokey with, oh my God. Okay, you know, this is how it works. This is the future. We're done. No more relation, no more help. We're just Messiah Lily abusers. We're just dot abusers. I've just accepted. Dude will surpass Grandy. Yes, Grandy will kneel before me. He will come start asking me for tips. Okay? That's how it goes. Oh, but this is the team, by the way. I saw someone ask what was the team. This is the team. Shit, man. We did it. We did it. So now here's the play. Here's the actual before Grandy has 5. Is Celince really good? I have her, but I didn't use her. She is good. She is good. She is good. YouTube career is over. Don't need it anymore. Don't need the YouTube career. I got the cracked revelation. So Celince is really good here because she silences the ones on the side, stopping their passives. So that's pretty much the whole idea of why she's good here. And she is also really, really good with the with revelation and PvP right now. So oh, Docky, oh, you know what, mate? You've been here for a while. I need to show you this, man. Bro, I just want you to take a look. I'm just basking in this. I've won tonight, so my goodness, man. It's just every time I look at it, it just puts a smile on my face. It just puts a smile on my face. We're just gonna leave it there and let these runs happen. Man, dude. Ugh. How are we doing, chat? Max out shows can be imprinted, I'm pretty sure. If they can't be, that would be news to me, because you definitely could in the previous betas. I can actually just go test that right now. Let's just go test that right now. Shall we? Where's that bad boy? Oh, I have to unequip it. That's true. Bro, I don't even care, man. Yeah, I don't. What? Yeah. See? And now what we do is we just come here and we just re-roll this. Oh, we didn't hit it. But imagine, so now we just sit here and we just re-roll this forever. So that's all I'm doing at this point, man. What if I just build, what's his face? Do you think Messiah with White Fang, 12 Keen Eye, 8 Onslaught, 6 Fairy Edge with good subs is good enough for the end game? It's probably good enough for the end game for PvE, for sure, yeah. Messiah is going to be using this god piece, that's for sure. Messiah. So what's going to happen, guys, now is very, very clear. I'm going to go here, I'm going to click on this. I'm going to go click on this. And this bad boy is just getting absolutely destroyed right here. All 9 of these going straight to Messiah. I'm changing the YouTube channel name to Grandy. And every stream title now is just called Grandy Route. Unfortunately, I can't get rid of him just yet. Not yet, not yet, not yet. We got to go sit in light dungeon, so that's not going to happen until this weekend. Is Revelation better for Messiah? It is better because he is a burst type character. Counts is technically better for him, but some ways. But because you have Lily, Revelation's better. If you have Lily, Revelation. If you don't, then it's technically Count. We'll just go farm more of that. GG's. The game's over. You know what? I'm just gonna say it, guys. This may be an unpopular opinion, but I think they should buff the Inferno Shell bosses. I think they're too easy to dot. Since I already won, I think I should just start gatekeeping. What do you guys think about that? I think we should just like buff it, just so no one else can get it. I just want to roll the red percentage damage. Listen, I'll make a deal. I will not go and ask the devs to do more gatekeeping. In exchange, you like the stream, and I won't go ask them to do it. I think that's fair. But we need to get to 100 likes before this stream ends, or I can't keep my promise, you know. Done. Deal. I actually think Inferno bosses across the board should be immune to, sorry, does that mean to dot damage? I don't think they should be immune to dot damage, honestly. I don't think dot's the problem. Dot is the solution to the problem. Oh, you mean that only dot works? Yeah, exactly. That's the thing, is that Celince is only being used in Hoyen? Yes, and I will be using Revelation on her in PvP. Those are the two areas where she's really good. And right now, Revelation spam in PvP is tier 0, so that is why Celince is tier 0. Buffing something we can't clear yet, the fuck? No, that's why I'm saying, if you like the stream, they will nerf the dungeons. If I don't get 100 likes on the stream before it ends, then they will buff the dungeons. It's simple as that. Like, it's just math. They actually sent me the message. They literally just said it, so... Remember, this is on you guys at this point. And also, like, if it helps make it any more better, like, every person who likes the stream, they are just more sexually attractive in real life. Like, they just get more bitches. So, yeah. Should I try something for Shadow Sonya? I don't think you should, like, gamble for it, honestly. If you have her, or if you've already, like, rerolled it, then you're like good to go, you know? Like, that's where getting her is like worth it. But I'm hoping that there's going to be more options and I'm just being a pessimist, or they just decide to nerf these. How many skills does Shadow Sonya need? She just needs 4 on her S1. Is it best to reset by Leanne for Messiah and invest S3 into him? If you have Lily, absolutely. So after getting that goated revelation, what's your next shell goal? So my next shell goal is to finish the codex that I have here and to get a really good shackle. Those are the two things that I want. I want to get a good shackle, specifically with Swift Raid or Swift's Might. So eventually I can build that. But I'm more just farming right now just to finish up my shells and then also reroll for the passives, because until the ×2 day, it's better just to farm shells, because on those ×2 days, I'm going to be dumping everything into investigation, GP outpost, all that. So yeah. How does Revelation work on support and PvP? So the entire idea is that if you have Revelation, all you have to do is crit and it does % health damage. Now that % health damage is capped based on your attack. It's 180% of your attack. So just think about it this way, right here. I'll try to visualize this a little bit better here. So let's say that I have this Freya right here. No extra damage, right? Or actually, let's say that I put her on a helmet. So let's just give her any random helmet, this, right? And then we put her here and we're going to put her on like 2 crit chance pieces, okay? So let's go steal our boy. Let's, oh, sorry. I should do this. So crit rate. And then we'll just grab this guy's, right? Crit rate. Okay. And then we have attack percentage. So go attack percentage, and we'll just grab this, okay? So let's say this is our Freya, right? She has 1,600 attack, okay? So the max damage per hit that she can deal is 1,620. Times that by 1.8. So each hit can deal about 3,000 damage, and she does that 4 times. And that's on top of like the normal stuff, right? And then she's also putting up an attack buff. So that's something to keep in mind, okay? And again, you could try to min-max your stats. And she also is not on the right shell. Let's say that she has this shell right here, okay? Which, by the way, this would be a cracked shell because flat attack is better on her, so she's not really going to take advantage ever of the percentage. So this is her, right? So this is actually even better, right? 2.2k attack. So every hit she's doing is doing like 4k and then like extra 18% of the damage, which is crazy, right? So all of a sudden she's just melting people. She's just dealing like 40% of, like, this is going to end up dealing like almost 48% of their HP. So if they're an HP scaler, it's just going to absolutely destroy them. And then what happens is they just die. You just have Freya go, you do this, and because all those characters that tend to have 4 hits, they tend to also be like openers and CC characters. And so they ended up just deleting everybody. That's kind of the idea. Is the Kazuya team that's being ran here with Dot audible as well? Yes, it is. You can run it, it's just a little bit worse. Can you explain how Codex and Magic works, specifically the Unleash the Full Potential? So pretty much all Codex and Magic does... Oh, did I ruin some of my gear? Sorry, I just want to quickly check my gear. Hopefully I didn't remove any of it. I didn't, okay. So pretty much how Codex and Magic works is the Unleash Full Potential means that your first skill that you cast, no matter what it is, if it's your S2 or S3, even your S1, it will still count that as pretty much not going on cooldown. So in this case, this is why we use it on her, because she'll always use her S2 first. So she'll go through, she'll put dots on, and then those get extended. So this will get reset, so instead of 4 turns, it just doesn't have a cooldown. So then she gets to do it again. And every 8 turns, whatever you cast on that 8th turn, whenever that Codex procs again, it will have no cooldown. So really good on characters where you want to use the same skill that you start off with right away. So characters like Veronica, characters like Freya, all of that. That's not really that great, but I'd pretty much lock all of these, to be honest with you. Is Tiamat an HP scaler? Yes, she is. She wants HP, and then she wants some crit rate. Did I miss a lot? Still gonna build Messiah despite him not being fully duped. Well, he has 3 out of 5 dupes. I'm pretty happy with that. Gojo, unless you were here, we did hit jackpot. I'm considering resetting Chloros and going Messiah. Yeah, I would do it. Think Ting is worth building if I went all in Lily Messiah? Yeah, he's pretty good for single target damage. I think it's overall worth it. There's some stages later on where when you're min-maxing, Ting's still better. And he's really good. Like, we expect him to be good in GVG. And I don't feel bad saying that, because I know some of my guildies are going to be like, you shouldn't say what's going to be good or not. In GVG, we're trying to be rank 1. But the reality is if you're in a top guild, you've already figured out that he's just Watcher Shuri. Who would have guessed, you know? Well, not really Watcher Shuri, but in the sense that with the right setup, he's just Watcher Shuri. Am I going to reset my Chloros? Yes. Yes, I will. I will be resetting my Chloros for sure now. This is going on Messiah. And we're going 4-4-5 Messiah. I don't give a shit. We're brute forcing everything with Messiah. Try putting it on Ting. Revelation isn't really good with Ting. He prefers Count or White Fang, who can fully utilize the stats. Why reset Chloros for GVG? Because I'm going to build Messiah, who's just straight up better now. Like, the truth is, we've tried, and Chloros is really good in some instances, but overall, Messiah is just better, mostly if you have a good Lily. Is it worth investing in Holden, considering resetting my Leanne form? So Holden is a really good character because you only need to invest into his S1. You really shouldn't hyper invest into your, like, Holden right now, at least. He's a character that is going to scale with your account over time as you get resources, but he's not high priority. He can work very well at 1-1-1, but you can kind of just get him to a 5-1-1 and he's fine. Andy, it depends on how you're using him. If you're just using him for his S3, then you don't need to level up his skills at all because he's good enough. But if you're using him as like a bruiser / DPS, then yes, you will need to level the 1. What do you do when you run out of stamina? Do you use stamina pots? I'm saving my stamina pots for times 2 events. So yeah, today is pretty much just like use my free, use the ones here, and then I call it a day. Do you really need 2 Fang shells then, since we're getting rid of Chloros? I may as well keep it. Like, I may as well keep it, honestly. It's not, like, I can definitely use White Fang as, like, not a best in slot, but just a side thing, you know? Like, oh, I'm making a DPS. Oh, I can use these stats. Okay, cool. I'll just slap on White Fang for now, and then eventually I'll farm up the best in slot shell. Why are the drops on Inferno so trash? Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm surprised that they let us still get non-reds here. It's a little bit terrible. Just rolled 20 speed on gigabytes. I'll be joining the unrelatable squad. Okay, cool. We see the guy in the chat that needs to get put on the chair. I can't think of anything to say. Hey Kyoya, how's it going, mate? I'm using Celince for Hoyen Inferno. Yeah, it's going good, Kabaz. It's going really good, I'll tell you that. Today's been a good day. Today has been a good day. Why are you not committing to the 5-5 Messiah? I don't know. Like, I don't know why. I can understand the 4-5-5 Messiah because that S2 is kind of nice, but I would never 5-5 Messiah. But I'll definitely 4-4-5 him, I think. Don't have Messiah. Do you have any other recommendations on Chloros reinvestment? I know Asia is experimenting and having success with DPS Heinrich, but I can't really say anything on that. Is Kenai Fury the best DPS duo set for almost all DPS characters? It depends. For PvE, Momentum is technically the highest cap, but Kenai is the most general one because it works in PvP as well. What can replace Celince? Kazuya, because you probably built her for Doki Doki. Should I reconfigure Ramolcha in order to take Giada for Doki Doki content? If you are struggling to push into Inferno, and you don't have a way to push into the Inferno shells right now, then the best thing to do would be to build Giada. I can understand where people are coming from for that. The issue is, when you do that, you're accepting the fact that whatever your Giada clear is, it's only going to maybe shave off 20 seconds, even after you have good gear. So you're forever just logging yourself into however fast you can do it. And most people can only clear it in about 1-ish minutes. So you're never going to be able to get that 10 times. So as long as you're okay with that, then that's fine. And there's always going to be some runs that are just going to fail because, well, guess what? You're just screwed, right? Like you can't get any faster. You can't one shot. So you're going to just have to accept the RNG. Isn't Harvest Set better for one shot? Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. There's at some point it makes no difference. It only makes a difference into like defense scalers, but that's about it. But if you are using Revelation, which is HP % based as well, and all of that, like at some point, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. But yeah, technically, if I were to magically choose any specific one, I would choose Harvest probably. But Fury's really good, mostly right now, because I have much better Fury pieces than I do Harvest pieces. Like, that shell specifically was insane because I have, like, the perfect set for that already. Like, just ready to go. So, it's going to be very easy for me to do that. And Terramaton is the one that I can farm. So if I really want, I can farm it with the team that I have now. Like, I can just rebuild Veronica, because I definitely want to get her S1 back up, because Veronica's great for PvP. What's the point in farming Inferno Nico right now over Hoyen? Well, one, Nico is doable if you just have Bangus and Viper built. So there's that. Hoyen, yeah, no one's really found a replacement for a team of, like, the Lily and Sonya combo. No one's really found the replacement for it. The second reason is depending on what your DPSs are, like the Ting is the only one that's been able to clear what's her face, Sharon, on auto. That's like the only one that's been doable. You just need a good set, and so most of the people that are doing it have upgraded their Tings. So White Fang is there, and so on and so forth. So there's a few reasons. It really just depends, but it's account by account basis. But generally, if you can push into Hoyen, Hoyen's better. Is Revelation Rose's BIS or is it White Fang? It is definitely Revelation. She is one of the best Revelation abusers as well. Because she can do her S3. Because the thing is, like Rosa, when she goes through, Revelation doesn't have a cap on the amount of times that you can proc it in the single turn. So what happens is you go through Rosa S3s, she hits everything, that's 3 procs of Revelation, she applies her mark, and then whoever her main target was, if you have like the follow-up up max, then she'll always follow up. And then what happens is you'll hit. So you got 6 procs of Revelation in one hit, which is the most in the game, and she can literally just delete people. How many Revelations are you building? You've got Messiah, Celince, Freya, Dinah. Probably 3. Can you help me get through Terramonton Hell 1? I'm level 41. I mean, I would... Honestly, it depends on what your team is, Snayful. Are you building to Ting? The Ting's really good there, because then you can just DPS down. In that case, it would just come down to your shells need to be up to date. And if your shells are up to date, then it probably means that your gear needs to be a little bit better. Most of the time, you should be able to clear with free gear. I didn't farm gear at all. Like, at all. I didn't even have... I mean, I did have the level 40 pack when I did do it, because I just farmed shells pretty much up until, like, level 43. And then I went straight from Hell 1 to Hell, like, 4. Inconsistently, though. And then eventually I got consistent just by upgrading my gear. So there's that. What is Revelation? It's a shell that has the effect where it will, depending on every time that you hit, you can deal like percentage HP. Congrats on the shell. Thank you. Ravi, we get it. Your speed, you can outspeed me, maybe. I don't know. Probably not because I'm the GOAT, but have you tried 4 artisan tech for Dot? I have not, but I do understand why people do it. But I also like the Codex tech as well. Never hit me in PvP. Thank you, Robbie. Thank you. It's a truce. It's a truce. I won't hit you. You don't hit me. And we both just profit together. It's the perfect crime. They can't do anything about it either. You know? It doesn't break TOS. But yeah, the artisan tech, it's definitely there. I've seen people also do amber as well to stall. It just depends. Like right now, I don't really need it. It's not gonna fix the problem here unless. Also, I can't see myself really building more than like 2 artisans on my account. Like maybe a 3rd at most. Is Celince 113? Yeah, she's 113. All she needs is 113. I probably will in the future build up Celince a little bit more because she's still really good for PvP. I think the later in the game we go, the better Celince gets. But right now, she's just more of a abuser for a lot of cheese. And this is one of those cheeses, and the other cheese is definitely the Revelation. Actually, no. Here, it's not even cheese. It's just a mechanic. Like, she just is really well designed for this fight. Hi, Kyoya. Any idea for Doki Inferno? Giada is the one left for my pool. Probably can just do the Remolka, Valerian, Gray / Kloss, Kazuya. That combination of a comp with Freya as well. Going to work, I will be lurking. No worries. Thank you, Evander. Thank you for joining us. Bro. So. Let's see. Is Chloris really good, or do I go all in on Ting? What is your opinion? So Chloris is like, he's okay, but the issue is he does get outscaled right now. Maybe if they nerf the Inferno bosses for shells, it becomes a little bit different. The team you need for Inferno is really specific, and it's very, very heavy. Do we know when is the new server? Oh, I have no idea. I haven't even paid attention to the new servers. But my opinion is, like, you can probably build better characters. Oh, this is just a failed run. I'm just going to end it. Why is Rose's S3 important to Max? Because it maximizes her burst damage when you have Revelation. So she one-shots stuff. I would still recommend her S2 first, and then her S3, and then her S1. How the high rank DPS is working in Asia, his damage is kind of low compared to others. Yeah, but he's also just really consistent. Like, he has a big burst. A lot of the time, I think they're running, like, Kenai and shit on him as well, and he works really well because he gets the full damage right off the bat. And also, he works really well with momentum. So if you have a momentum set, it's crazy because he'll scale off his own debuffs, and he'll keep applying them, so keep the uptime on them. So, yeah. Again, I have to look more into it, but it is just something that some of the Asian people have been doing from the start, apparently. Like, to them, they see it as, oh, it's a Heinrich angle, you know? While here, we see it as a Lily everything plus, like, Abuse Messiah / Sonya angle. Replacement for Freya? Not really one. I think everyone should have Freya. If you skipped that banner in the first 9 days, I'm going to be honest, you are going to have to find some weird alternatives. And you probably don't have the evolution lattices for it, but the alternative is Chiaki the Echo. It's not the greatest, but it's one of the only few. Between Dating and Giada, who would be great for 6-star? Probably Giada. She'll carry you through more content, and then you build up the Dating, if it's your very first. Rosa is good for Aurora, but every team in Hell is just Dating, and Inferno is Messiah. I should just reset my Rosa. A lot of people did reset the Rosa, because Rosa does work in, whatchamacallit. Ooh, I'll take that. That's pretty good for a sustain. You can. She works as 1/1/1. My Rose is still 1/1/1. By the time I enter Aurora, I'll probably just have enough lattices to skill her up where I need to anyway. Where do you think the difference in approach comes from? I think it's very interesting. Is it Asia usually being more pay to win, so they don't care if stuff has high requirements? To be honest, I'll be entirely honest with you. The Asia comps look more free to play than the global comps. I think it's just like most people will copy whatever's the top of what they can see, right? Like, you guys are here, so a lot of you are going to be like, oh, okay, so if I have Dot, I'm going to copy that, and then I'm also going to copy Celince. And yeah, that works. If it works, it works. You know, who cares, right? At the end of the day, if you have the resources and it works, it works. But because what happens is, in Asia, they go and they look and they see their success, and so they all kind of start to funnel into their strategy, and eventually that strategy gets refined really well, because the more people you have doing the same strategy, the more, like, refinement happens, the faster it is, and then eventually it just stacks up, and eventually it's good enough and it clears. So it's really just that. It's just, it ended up working. I don't really know what the specifics are behind it. Celine has 2 lattices in her S3. That's it, though. Let's be real, your stream time zones are Asia focused, so half the people here are from Asia. Is it? Because my time zone is just because it's global reset. That's it. That's it. I mean, I guess it is because I'm Oceania, so it would be a good time for like Japan and Singapore and stuff. It's not intentional though, it's just hemisphere reset. I'm an OS. OS is 1 or 2 countries. Take a 50-50. EST? Yeah, it's probably really late for you guys, eh? Asia is more free to play friendly. Time to find an Asian streamer. You're unrelatable. That's true. What's good, big man? Loving the ER content. How is Shadowverse? Shadowverse is really good. It's really fun. I was supposed to go eat in between the stream. I ended up just going back and playing Shadowverse until the server crashed. Very, very fun. But it's going good. How about yourself, Pretend? I don't have Kloss. Any Kerr besides her? Yeah, just stick with Gray. Just stick with Gray. That's a good guess, Frick. Good guess. I'm PST, so it's 3 AM here. That's true. I mean, if I ever made this my job, then I'd probably stream much longer, and I would also be like probably doing it in a more like NA time zone, because the one good thing about my time zone is that if this was like something I did every day at the start, I could just wake up, and the time that I wake up and I were to do like what is a normal 8 to 5 is pretty much what it would be for like afternoon in the US. So there's that. Is it too late to reroll an account? Andy, you'll be very behind if you reroll. My squad now: Rosa, Lily, Freya, and Linglo. Is it good or too defensive? I mean, you're lacking a little bit of AoE damage after the Rosa burst, so content that is more sustained damage focus, Rose is really good in, but AoE stages, she's not that great in. So you'll definitely want to find a good AoE DPS to build so you can switch over between them as you need it for content. I'll stick to my green units. Yes. Finally got to Ting. Yes, he's definitely still worth building. I was actually debating resetting him, but at the end, I had like a spare Chiaki the Echo. I was like, I barely use her. I only use her for GVE. Sorry, guildies. Fuck you. I'm resetting her. It's more efficient for me. Do I reset Chloros, Rosa, or Ramoka for Messiah? Probably Chloros in that case. Show you figure I should build him if I can only manual health 4. Yeah, you should definitely build him. I would recommend everyone to build a Ting on their account. Is momentum good with only 2 debuffs or less? So pretty much Kenai is better until you have 3 debuffs consistently. Once you have 3 plus debuffs, momentum's better because momentum is up to 6. Can I replace with Holden? Or do you have any other suggestions? Holden's not really an AoE DPS. So he's more of a sustain, kind of like secondary DPS. So in that case, he would more replace the Lily slot, but obviously Lily's better than him. Otherwise, he's only really used there if he's a stripper. Does Doki work? Does Doki work for, probably not. Not here. I mean, maybe Doki can work. I've seen some people experiment with Doki on Asia. So now I'm getting all the bad RNG in here. It's just saying, you know what? You got your shell. Now you're just not allowed to farm any shells. We're going to start giving you all the bad RNG. And also, my Celince is bad. Like, she's actually just not good geared at all. If I improve my gear, is Grandy in your guild? No, he's not. No, he is not. We do have Zerg, though. Zerg did join us. Maybe you can help me make my decision with my selector. But what characters do you have? Best shells for Messiah? Best shells for Messiah is Revelation, or if you don't have Kenai, then like if you're not going like Bursty, like this is like probably almost best in slot, except for maybe Harvest is slightly better. It's pretty close though, to be honest with you. Otherwise, the next best thing that you can do, and sorry that I have to keep looking at it. By the way, Kibaz, I will look at it. Otherwise, the other option is like you can just go count. One of those two are usually the best. So yeah, I mean, we can go through like the Inferno clears and stuff. Let me just do this. Is Grandy the biggest whale? I mean, he's definitely one of. I mean, for the most part, every whale is kind of tied. You can only really whale up to a certain cap before it's just RNG, and then you're kind of just whaling because you had worse RNG, right? You doing any giveaways? Still free to playing. Maybe in the future. Maybe in the future. When the channel's monetized, I may use the funds to do that, but we have to get there first. What's up with the 40% chance on crit? Talking about Revelation? 40% chance. What do you mean 40% chance on crit? Sorry. So these are the Inferno clears. Pretty much everyone's just abusing dot. Not many people are able to really auto dots at all. Yeah, all these are manual. Pretty much every single dot clear is manual. And the ones that are doing auto are like 50-50. Am I free to play? Yeah, I'm very free to play, actually, Slips. I'm very free to play. Like, see, I don't really have many characters at all. I'm very free to play, actually. Just very lucky. I'm not even close to free to play. Not even close. Actually, wait, does it still show? Where is it? Oh yeah, it still shows. Yeah, I'm very free to play. I'm not like a Leviathan though, but I'm very free to play. To be honest, I do have a lot of characters that are 0 dupes. Can I see the Celince build? Sure. I mean, it's terrible. It's more just speed tuning. And sorry, I'll show the Inferno comp shortly. So that's the Yeah, she just needs to be fast enough to cycle the boss, which is 240, 241. I think the revelation one is because it's unawakened. What do I use Celince in? I'm going to be using her as a revelation abuser for PvP, and also I'll be using her in Shadow Flame Hoyen, because she turns things off. And of course I'm getting like really bad RNG runs here, but it does clear. So anyway, Inferno, this is, yeah, just dot. Nothing really crazy here. No one's really been able to figure out how to beat it without dot. Some people have been starting to try, like Grandy here is autoing this with this apparently, and he's just out tanking everything. But that's about it. And then Doki Doki, most people are just running the standard. They're running like, there's two different clears, right? So there's those who are able to one-shot, and they're running it like this. So this is the only guy that's actually at the end game of Doki, because he's fast enough. He's just using Mio to push everything back. Then he's buffing then Kazuya to sleep, and then he's letting them all take their turns. Then he's using Bayoten. She does her thing. Kloss is slow enough to where she goes after all of them take their turns, so she doesn't wake them up. She goes in, she defense breaks them, Ramoka one shot, and then you just repeat on the second wave because you have Codex, 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 and then this one doesn't matter. So that's really it. The other team that most people are doing is they're running a variation of Valerian, Kloss, Lily, Kazuya, plus their DPS that has their best gear and investment, which is Messiah, if you have him, because most people are building Messiah because he is just very natural, like pretty much everyone has him. Giada, because she's just one of this, she's the easiest to get into, like the lowest investment in terms of gear, but she has the highest ceiling, but she doesn't really, like, she has the highest floor and but also like the lowest ceiling. Then there's Ramoka as well. Like some people are doing it with Ramoka, and there's some people that are apparently sadists that will auto it at 7 minutes and 4 minutes. We can see here, it's like you kind of get capped with Giada. She doesn't have the highest cap, but she has like a really easy floor. Most people are able to push into this. I think this is like kind of whatever Giada for this stage in the game. So yeah, like you pretty much, like, this is his best stuff, right? Most of this is like, yeah, that has like nothing, no subs at all. This is probably his best piece. And he's not getting this up enough to where it's better than just having Onslaught, I bet you. So yeah. And he's not even, this guy's, yeah, he's literally missing a set bonus. And then, yeah, same thing here. Same thing here. And then some people are doing Ramoka, but yeah, so there's the Ramoka version. But it's always the same 4 characters. So why is Celince tier 0? Because Revelation is tier 0. What's the guild that gives you guys the most trouble, if you can say it? So in the first week, it was Oasis, but it's pretty hard to say what happened there. That was our fault. We just didn't build the thing. So they beat us there. But, I mean, there's some bug abusing, but can't do anything about it. They would have beaten us fair and square anyway, even if they didn't bug abuse. And then right now, no one really beats us, because actually I have the screenshot, but we were like pretty much a whole, like, half a guild ahead of second place. So no one in GVE is giving us problems. We'll see in GVG, because GVE is just having the right characters to beat a boss. GVG is where we settle it like men. So right now, GVE is like, it's a joke. Who cares anymore? What bug was it? So apparently what was happening is, normally how unions work is you can go into the boss and you can beat up this this boss here. And then as long as you didn't join the guild that day, you can go and fight this. And normally the way they say, oh, okay, well, if someone leaves and joins again, you can just go beat it, and you can just pretty much infinitely get points and stack up. Now, the way that they try to lock that is by making this your best 30 hits. So whoever the best 30 hits are will get the points. But what was happening is that best 30 was not capped. So it was letting 31, 32, 33 people. So you could just have people join, hit, kick them. Join, hit, kick them. And there was a lot of guilds that were abusing that. So that's really just the story. At the end of the day, it did not make a difference, because we were able to all reach the second boss at the same time. So at the end of the day, it didn't matter, and they did just beat us anyway normally on the second and third boss. So it made no difference. It's kind of sad, because they would have beaten us regardless if they just played fairly, but they didn't. So it's just disappointing, because, you know, I want to say congrats, but at the same time, it's like leaves a sour taste in your mouth. So But at the end of the day, it's just PvE, so I don't really give a shit. But that's just the truth. So, just check Revelation. It's Awakens. You can only see it in battle when you get the buff. Oh, okay. Yeah. Do you rate Messiah or Mocha better for Doki? If you have Lily, Messiah is better generally because it's lower investment, but that's about it. That's about it. Brill or Giada for investment. I saw Giada used in more content. So you can use either or. Both work. Giada is a lower floor, so it's much easier to get her online. You don't need to like get better gear or a better shell, or like you need to upgrade to count for Ramoka to push into Inferno. You don't need to do that for Giada or Messiah as well. That's pretty much it. Can I see the Ramoka gear? I mean, she doesn't have gear on right now. I usually just switch this with, where is it? I just switch the gear around. They both use the same exact set. I'm trying to find it. No, this one. So this is the same gear. I just use the same gear for every single one. Sorry, I see a lot of questions here. So I'll start off with why pretend. Right now I'm clearing Hell 4, and with Holden, Ramoka, Kloss, Freylilith, Veronica, Rahu, Beatin, I'm thinking of either Rosa or Giada. Holden, Ramoka. So which characters do you have invested into? Because if you have Ramoka invested into, then Giada definitely isn't the case. Oh, I'm thinking of either Rosa and Giada for below DPS and Doki and reset Mocha. Okay. You can definitely do that if you're struggling pushing in. Giada will make it much easier, but you're pretty much just accepting that your runs are going to be 1 minute for, like at best 1 minute 40 forever. If you're okay with that, then by all means go for Giada. But if you're hoping to eventually get to a point where you're able to push and like one-shot it, then you'll do that. But Giada always will have that case of getting ruined. But that's like, because there's just going to be more RNG. Overall, I think if you're okay with that, go ahead with Giada. But also, a lot of people are planning to use Rosa for Inferno, Aurora later. Once they're just planning to do it last, so you won't see it for a while. Is Holden worth it without heavy investment? If you don't have Heinrich or Veronica, definitely, because you'll need them for the stripper in Termaton. Getting the 3-3 shells like Fury Edge doesn't work until you get Fury Edge dropped from Inferno. Correct. That is how it works. That is kind of the problem, which is why it's like, even if you go get the shells, if you can't push into Inferno, it doesn't matter. But the Inferno modules are easier to get into and farm than it is the Inferno shells, without dot at least. Are you going to use Messiah for Doki Doki? Yes. Should I reset my Ramoka for Messiah? If you have Lily, absolutely, I would recommend it for sure. What you recommend for more future use? I was thinking of resetting Vril for her. Would you recommend for more future use? Huh? I was thinking of resetting Vril for her. Are you referring to Giada? I mean, you can. It's up to you. Honestly, I would say just pick whoever you prefer to play with. Hey, Kuya, what's good? If I may ask, will you roll a Mythic Gear with only 2 subset rolls? If you're just starting to get Mythic Gear, then it may be worth it. So, yeah. Oh, did you do it, Teach? How'd you do it? I'd love to see it, man. Is it here on the recent clears? Oh yeah. Is this you? Scam? Just got my 3rd Mio dupe in the permanent banner. Ooh, yeah, her dupes are not that great. Is this you, by the way, Scam? Oh, you're on EU? Oh, send the, tell us the team. Oh yeah, I can replay this for you. So this is, again, he's using Celince. Just keep that in mind. Valerian. Jackal on that. Jackal on this. Okay. So very, Jackal heavy. It's this 1, 2, 3. So this is 12 Time Weave. And then it's 1, 2. And then it's 8 Swift Rush. Okay. Ashu carried. Nice. Sorry, there's a lot of questions here. What are you planning to use Messiah for? And if it's Doki Doki, is Ramoka going to be taking a bench seat? Yeah, but Remoka is also good for PvP, so I'm fine with it. It is what it is. And later on, like, yeah, honestly, I wish I had more resets. If they ever make a mistake again and I get more resets, then I will. And it doesn't affect me in a way where I have to reset the specific characters. Remoka would be the next one that would reset. But I only have one more reset. And it's okay. I don't mind 4 being wasted. Remoka did her job. Why reset Remoka for Messiah? I thought Remoka is the best for Doki Doki. She is later on, but Messiah is also really good. You can use either or. They are the highest scalers. Oh, Teachi's top 2 on speed clear. Nice, nice. I'd love to see the run, but I don't have access to it. Do you need investment for Shadow Sonya? Yeah, usually her S1. Yeah, I do have Discord Teach. Here, I'll show it. Just send it to this. When you do send it to me, if you can send in your message reply, just say like a just made up code word and then just type it in chat as well. As soon as you do it, just so I know. Wow, that was a terrible run. 50-50. What's happening? Oh, you know what it is? I think she's faster now, right? 240? Oh. No, she's not. So what's happening? Why is I can go to 241. It is what it is. I don't care. I can have all the bad energy in the world at this point. I don't care. I already got everything I need. Do you think they'll make bosses doable without Shadow Sonya before 2 times weekend? I mean, to be honest, it doesn't really matter too much for the Infernos. The Inferno modules are doable. The shells are not. So it doesn't really matter if you can't do the shells yet during the times 2, because you can still farm whatever your highest stage is for the modules and then also get up your GP outposts and all that. I would hope that they eventually do just accept the fact that these are overtuned beyond a reasonable point and that it's better for the overall health of the game and the average player to nerf these dungeons. But that's just me. Even if there are alternatives, for the fact that it's taking the people who have access to everything so long to really set up like really specific teams to do it, thinking that someone who doesn't have access to additional resources would have to spend weeks and weeks to get to that point, they are likely going to choose to quit the game just out of pure boredom rather than continue. And so they really, really love the game. In that case, it doesn't matter what they do. They don't have to care about that player because that player is going to stay anyway. Are the Inferno shell runs 100% red shell drop rates? No, they are not. You can still get the yellow shells. I'm honestly having such problems with Dahlia on the Echoes. Like, I'm using the recommended team comps, but I cannot seem to hit her down. You have to kill the ones on the side. The only health 4 I can do is solidly. Huh? Solidly? Which one's that? Yeah, you need to kill the ads on the side for oh, Dahlia, that's the in Echoes. Yeah, that just becomes a stat check. I don't know why. I thought you were talking about Sharon. Yeah, that's just a stat check. If you're too weak for it now, just come back later and then eventually you'll just out DPS it. Simple as that. What else here? I can't clear past L2 on Aurora and Termaton. Am I cooked? Probably not. Just farm the Doki Doki. Eventually you'll get good enough gear that you can keep pushing. Doki Doki is more important than Termaton and Aurora. Eventually you'll just upgrade to Mythic Shells and you'll just stat check everything. Can still farm your shells without missing much. Yeah. Exactly. You just farm for shells until you get to the point where it's times 2 day, and then you can just farm your high stage. If I have Rosa, Freya, Hein, should I have saved my pools or try for Kloss or Lily? I have Rosa, Freya. You can try to pull more on the standard banner if you want, because it sounds like you don't have much. Sent an official with tagged. Oh, sweet. We'll take a look. Wait, I'll quickly, I'll download this real quick. Count is the best for Mocha? Yes, it's her cap for Inferno. Where are we? I'll quickly just open this up. think that's it. Can we see this? No. What happened here? Oh, no, that's the wrong screen. You saw yourselves. You saw yourselves. Okay. So this is this one here. Okay, I have to quickly fit this to screen. Just bear with me, guys. We're just doing live editing, transform. Where is it? Fit to screen. Okay, you can see this. Yeah, you can see this. Great. Okay, cool. So this is his run. Let's take a look at it. So apparently this is a run here. What's his team? He said he was able to do this without Lily. So this is his team here. So he's using Ashu. Okay, I like the dark technology. Obol, yeah, that makes sense. Obol is amazing. Is he stunning these? Is that the goal? That's cool. And Fangus and Shadow Sonya. So this is still Dot. Windows, it's the one that works. So he goes, he stuns. Okay, that makes sense. He's hitting this. He's getting Discord notifications. You guys probably can't hear that though. Extends the dots. Yeah, it makes sense. Ashu's going through. Fair enough. Hit again. Hit again. Is this consistent? Okay, they all die, but it doesn't matter. She has enough dots that you just need to survive for her to take a turn. But they're all stuns. So she goes through and then she dies. Nice. Cool. Very cool run. Very cool run. We'll take a look at it one more time. What is this thumbnail? This thumbnail is the truth. It's the future. You should now build Celince. It's not a smoke bomb, I promise. Every time you get a Discord notification on this video, by the way, it makes me go, crap. And then I remember that I turn myself to do not disturb, so there is no notification. It's yours. No stamina left. It's quite energy though, and you have to manual, but it's quick, so I don't mind. Oh, okay. So this is a manual. I mean, it's fine. So what makes Ashu the one here, though? That's the thing. So I just want to watch it because I want to actually understand what's going on. What's the likelihood that they nerf Dot? I wouldn't say it. So you hit. Okay, you go through, you dot. Yeah, that's fine. You get a Discord notification. That's fine. Sonya goes. She extends the dots. And this guy goes. He's codexing. So, oh, he just helps apply dots. Okay, so you're just trying to maximize your dot hits. Okay. Okay, I see. I understand. So you're just full dot. You're full dot. So that's where the manual comes in, right? Okay. Understood. That's where the manual comes in. Sweet. Good shit. So if you guys are okay with manualing, you can do that. And that's an option. And it's pretty fast. So yeah, not bad at all. Ooh, okay. Okay, I can cook. This is useful. I can cook. Yeah, his AI would use S3. Is the Discord notification mandatory for the team? Do I have to turn off D&D? Yeah, apparently it is. Teach said it's mandatory. If you don't have it, you have lower chance of landing your dots, so it could ruin the run. Very nice. Good shit. Now make it consistent. You gotta solve it. Make it consistent. The dots only do 3% damage without the Discord notification. That's a yikes, man. That is a yikes. Working on it. You're the future. You're the future, Teach. I believe in you. When you figure it out on auto as well, hit me up, man. Hit me up. Pretty good. So today we've won. What should I do if I'm level 33 and I'm unable to clear Terror? Hell 4 and Doki Hell 4 only works 70%. Probably need to upgrade your gear. You probably need to just keep farming more and more gear and try to slowly improve it. It's hard to tell without seeing your exact account, of course, but generally you just want to try to improve your gear all up to mythics and stuff for your characters. And then from there, unfortunately, Right now, there doesn't seem to be anything besides a dot team that can clear the shells, so you're just going to have to try to see if that gear improvement lets you push into Inferno as well. Doki's usually the easiest of the two. When y'all figure it out without Lily and Sonya, hit me up too. We will. It's called when they nerf the bosses. I'm still using Onslaught Harvest on Ting, but can't clear Hell 3. Are we supposed to transition to keep to Keen Eye Fury before clearing Hell 3 Terra? So Keen Eye definitely improves your damage a lot. If you can also farm Aurora, then you can also transition into a Momentum 12-12 set. That's usually going to be your best bet to push into a consistent fast Hell 4. What shell do you use on Lily? Artisan. Yeah, Artisan is the one that you would use on her because she's really fast and she can take enough turns that she's proccing it multiple times. What do you think of using Kraken and Kazuya to get through Inferno? Please, thinking of upping him. Doki Inferno. Doki Inferno with that. I mean, if you have like a fast enough Kraken, like if you have fast enough gear that you can cycle and you can go like Time Weave, like a good strategy I've seen a lot of people do to overinvest and fix their situation in Doki is they'll raise like a Time Weave Swift Rush, like a 12-8 or a 12-12 if they get lucky enough to get it. And the 12 being the Time Weave always, at least, if you're doing the 12-8, because you could get away with 8 Swift Rush, is that you do that. So this way you go on like that. And if you can even get it on Halloween as well, that can mean that you have more consistency with getting those procs, and you can try to use that to control them down with both Kraken and Kazuya. It is an overinvestment in resources though, but it's still usable even later on. So it's definitely an option, but it's going to delay your account's progression overall. But if it's the only way that you can progress, then hey, I mean, all the power to you. Pridewind shells are outdated and so linear. So when it comes to Pridewind, I think their tier list is generally okay, but they don't really have any builds yet. And the main reason is that for the most part, your builds are purely 100% going to be adapting based on what your account has, right? Like for me, I'll be entirely honest with you. So I got this really, really crazy shell, right? So this is a crazy shell. No one's going to deny that this is a crazy shell. Mostly once I fix the passives, specifically this one needs to become constant damage. This one needs to become attack percent. This is a crazy broken shell. Now, is it best in slot? Technically, no, because this should be harvest, right? If we're building a broken Messiah that's best in slot, technically this should be harvest. But on my account, I have a really, really good 12-12 set here. And you can notice that that's because I have some really good Keen Eye pieces. So Keen Eye is really good on him. Technically, Momentum's better, but I don't have Momentum gear. But I do have a really cracked Keen Eye set. And I also have a really good Fury set. So I can build that set as well. And I also, let's just see that I get anything crazy here as well. I mean, that's useful. You can definitely use that. So I can definitely go ahead and like use that gear. And then I also have a really good Fury Edge piece. Where is it? Right here. So I can just build like a really, really cracked character. And this is what makes it best in slot for me. So it's really hard for Pridewind to go off and give you guys recommendation on gear right now until we get to the much later game where everyone's just kind of farming for the best in slot. Because right now, it's your best in slot is based on your account and whatever you roll. When it comes to the shell, it's the same thing. It's just whatever shell you have because it depends on where your progression is. Like, if your best DPS is, if you don't have access to Shadow Flame Hoyen yet, but you only have access to Nukanana, then yeah, your best DPS shell is White Fang. And so on. Like, technically, all these characters would love Codex, but you can only farm so much of Codex. You can only get it, right? It's not easy to get to that point. So, it's about adapting. But for the most part, I would say that it's just ask around. Ask around, most people should do it, or you can look back and you can just look into the leaderboard and you can see what people are running on their characters. And that should tell you generally what the best set is. You don't really need resources like Pridewind because the game does a really, really good job at having areas where you can get access to it, right? Like I can just go here and I can click and I can see what they're running and I can just go, oh, if this works, how close can I get in? You can see, oh, they have count. My Remoka is not able to do as much damage as him. And you can even go here into the recent clears and you can literally just watch these clears, right? So you can see here, right now, my Remoka, like I haven't gone back in here, but my Remoka can't really clear, you know? So I'm asking, why can this guy's Remoka clear well, he has different stuff here, and I can go watch and see how much damage he has, and I'd be like, whoa, he has way more damage. Why? I should probably try to copy his set. So we can just jump into this random person's one, because this is a team that I can build. So I'm going, oh, awesome, I could build this team, or with the right knowledge and information, you know that there's substitutes. Like, for example, I know if I don't have Gloss here, I can just build Gray, right? So I just have to compensate. So here we go, and we can just take a look at this, and we can go, okay, how does this run work? And does this one-shot the first wave? Is that the difference? Is it because Count lets him one-shot the first wave? Oh, look, it's because Count lets him one-shot the first wave. So all of a sudden, this run becomes a lot more consistent, because now he always is able to sleep these guys in the opener with his Kazuya, which is the difference with my run. Sometimes it breaks because I can't one-shot that first wave consistently, but he's overkilling that first wave by 1.5 miles. So that's exactly why it's really good. Don't focus on websites like Hell Hades or Pridewin. Just use the in-game resources. And even if you may think, well, I can't see Inferno, I'm at hard. You can always start here, and you can click on this drop down, and you can go in and you take a look at it. The only dungeons that's not the case is the Grim Pursuits, or because you won't unlock them, right? That is where it's best to just go watch YouTube videos. YouTube is going to be a much better, because this game is like a progressive investment and not like your Hoyoverse games where you just kind of already know everything and you get access to all the shells. It's just the difficulty and the level that's blocking how much resources you can get access to in terms of quantity. It's better to go watch YouTube videos, not just mine, but plenty of other people's. So definitely just go and use the in-game resources in YouTube. Don't really rely on sites like Pridewin outside of like seeing the general strength of characters. I think their tier list is pretty good. You just run Codex on all dot. So I run it on Shadow Sonya. Someone yesterday brought up a really good point, and that was that you can run it on Shadow Sonya to make her S2 and then S2 again. And it also ends up working really well with Lily, because then Lily is not really wasting, like when you do the S2 into S3 on Lily, it's wasting a lot of time. Like for the most part, that's the start of the dot team. When it's not just S1ing constantly is a waste. It's not really doing much. But with Codex, it's actually doing a lot, because Lily does, and she wastes her turn doing S3 because that does nothing for the comp. It actually ruins your rotation. Instead, I'm just Codexing, I'm getting 2 S2s, and then she does her S3, and then I'm S1 spamming. So it ends up being more damage. Bro, today was the day of Revelation, got Fury Keen Eye. Oh, shit. Nice. Nice one, Big Juicy. What is this about Celince that I'm missing out right now? Pretty much to prepare when you start getting to Shadow Flame Hoyen. Okay, listen. My RNG is looking pretty bad in these runs right now. It's making up for the fact that overall it's pretty consistent, but my gear is pretty garbage, right? It's pretty garbage for the most part. Lacking accuracy, she has like no HP. This could be better with better gear, okay? She's on poverty gear, okay? She is using her S3 to get rid of the passives off of the side ads on Shadow Flame Hoyen, so you don't get counterattacked and don't get killed by Inferno. That's the whole gimmick. And she's also good with Revelation. What speed order is your Shadow Flame Hoyen team? It is Celince, Shadow Sonya, Lily, Linglo. Hi Koya, I'd like to ask if you have something similar to progression sheets about Shadowverse Worlds Beyond, because the Etheria PS you made has been really helpful to understand this overall content as a newbie. I don't have one, but there is a YouTuber that you can look up called Ziff, Z-H-I-F-F. He does have a video with a good beginner's guide. I would highly recommend it. He's a really good, he's kind of like me, but he doesn't actually like talk because he has a really thick like Indonesian accent. So most people don't understand it really. He has good English though. It's just that the accent's really thick, but he does it in like text videos. So kind of old school, but I would highly recommend him. Is Gigabyte BIS for Valerian? Valerian can really use anything. Gigabyte, Alicorn, all those are good. Supernova is technically her best in slot just because it gives a shit ton of HP though. Sonya on Codex or no? Yes. I mean, I use her, but there's also a tech where you just run Artisan on all of them, or you can run Jackal. It's very flexible, the shell. But yeah, most people are running like Codex, Jackal, or Artisan. It's one of those three. Just whatever you have built. We'll go in and show the run. Unfortunately, this run is not 100%, but I was able to break into it today just by building Celince and only Celince, and that was it. And then just a bit of speed tuning. Didn't need anything else. This character is really, really good here, and with how broken Revelation is, you can build her and still use her in PvP. Double resist? Are you kidding me? I must need more accuracy, to be honest with you. I should probably try building more accuracy on her because she is getting resisted a lot. Like, double resist is actually really low. So this character must have... Let me try switching over one of these to an effect accuracy piece. Maybe it will change a little bit. Do we have one where it's that and then it has like HP percentage or something in here? Yeah, we have this one right here. Let's just try this. Huh? Am I crazy? Oh, I am crazy. Let's try this. Because it's causing issues when she gets resisted. If you can't get effect accuracy pieces to drop, just keep farming Doki first. I feel better in Inferno with 160. Yeah, I'm going to try it. What show do you use on Kloss and Freya? For Kloss, I would just use like Jackal or Black Flag. If you still have Black Flag, I still use it myself. Eventually, you do want to upgrade to... for Kloss, you do eventually want to upgrade to Codex when you get the speed runs. Otherwise, you can go into... yeah, just Black Flag or Jackal, and then Freya is also just Black Flag or Jackal, really. Or you can use her on the Artisan with defense, accuracy for her right side. Was the same for Fangus, by the way. Not sure if you know the effect accuracy. You had him on, he kept being resisted. Yeah, I think she just has a lot of resist. We'll see how it goes. It may just be that I need to increase my effect accuracy here. Which, if that's the case, like, it's hard to tell because, again, we don't have data miners, you know? We don't have data miners, so there's no way to tell what the effect accuracy is right now. If I did, I could tell you exactly how much effect accuracy is the best. Any subs for Lily in the dot comp? Not really, you just want speed. That's like the only substat that matters. And to be honest, I had to downgrade my speed. I can get faster if I were like to focus my speed on 1 or 2 characters, but when I'm spreading it out across 4, it's not so much. See, I'm landing a lot here, and this is probably going to by itself make the run more consistent. How many codex do you recommend to farm? 2? Heck, even 3. Honestly, the moment you hit 50, I would say, and I'm not even capping, with how hard Inferno is, because of time it takes to push into it, even if you're going to transition to dot, just take the time to farm from like level 50 to 55. I'm being serious, like 2-3 days. Just farm up like 2 to 3 codexes. You will be like, I wish I did that. Yeah, I just want to wait until time's through, then it's Doki time. Yeah, I'll definitely plan to farm a bunch. I'll probably do like, so dot is manual, and I don't mind doing manual, but what I'll probably end up doing is I'll probably just do Terramaton Inferno manually with the dot team, because it's 100% if you dot manual it, and then it doesn't take too long as well, and then I'll probably just have something running in the background, like a GP outpost, because I need to get a lot of light mats as well for what I want to do, because that's going to be when I transition into Messiah. I've got 2 White Fangs with 20 speed and 30% attack, and then I'm shuffling around Momoka, Chloros, Rosa, and Ting. Should I just build multiple White Fangs to keep the speed, or roll them for crit rate / crit damage? Probably just keep them the same. Wait, yeah, because you won't need that much speed on your White Fang characters, to be honest with you. But I mean, if you want to build another one, you can, but I really don't think you're going to get a lot of value out building like a 3rd one. What's the replacement for Kloss for Terramaton? It's gray, and then you just increase the damage check because you need a one-shot because your survivability goes down. Speed for DPS is really nice. Yeah, it just depends on the character. Like, for Chloros, he will like it. If you can get the sets, speed on him is really, really good. He wants to be fast. He wants to move. And Rosa doesn't even use the White Fang. But one of your White Fangs you can keep speed on for your Chloros, and then for the other White Fang, you can keep, you can just roll for the crit damage because it'll be better for you to roll for that anyway for like a detain. Because those are like the only 2 characters that really actually want White Fang, so. If Lily counterattacks with Bramble, does it trigger? No, it does not trigger the dual attack. What do you think about getting all the stamina these days and saving them for ×2? I think that if you can farm an Inferno stage, 100%, it's technically the best thing to do if you can auto farm it. And we're not talking like 10-minute auto clears. We're talking like if you right now can like auto farm Doki Doki Inferno, specifically Inferno, or if you're behind and you're not even level 50 and we're talking like level 50 Hell 4, then you can choose to make that decision if you want to just save it all. But in my opinion, I think it's better for you to focus on, if you are at the Inferno stage, farm your Inferno shells while you can during this week, and then just use whatever you get or whatever have left during the ×2 day for modules, XP, GP outpost, all that. That's just my opinion on it. Okay, we'll give this another run real quick just because I think that definitely saw consistency at the end. It was really just getting resisted a lot. So multi-hit Animus's Revelation is mostly BS now. Yes, correct. And on single target, like Dating, yeah, so on single targets, specifically like Dating only does 2 hits. So you want him to have White Fang, because White Fang is really good. Or Count, but I'm pretty sure White Fang is better. I think it does more damage. I would have to see the numbers on it in comparison in practice to really see it. But yeah, I would say White Fang is fine. Mostly because you probably have, it's easier to get like a much better White Fang than it is a Count because you've had more time to farm for it. So yeah. So the moment I hit level 50, farm for how many codex? Try to farm for 2 to 3. 2 at least. Maybe a third. Because honestly, I think up to 4 codex. Yeah. I can think of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hell Kid, that. I can think of 8 characters that want codexes. So farm 3. Farm 3 if you want me to be honest with you. Mostly if you can't push into the shell bosses right now. The Inferno ones at least. Rill uses Revelation in the end game. No, Rill wants, so late game Rill wants Count because Revelation does not work with whatchamacallit. Oh, that's a good one. I can think of some DPSs that could use that. So Revelation does not count towards the splash damage for Ramoka. It's a separate damage itself. It's actually a hit from the Revelation, not from the Mocha, so it does not actually count towards the splash damage. So no other options for those without Shadow Sonya Lily for Inferno, Terror, and Nico Nana. So Nico Nana, you can do it just by tanking it out. Shadow Flame Hoyen, you cannot tank out. You can just do Fangus, Viper, Valerie, and Lingolo for Nico Nana though. But that's about it. And then hopefully those shells are good enough that you can go and farm up a Inferno module stage to work with those upgraded shells. And then from there, push into Hoyen with better DPS check. But it's a very iffy situation, and you're going to be behind a lot of resources compared to people who have those characters. What's the when is the 2x event again? It's this weekend. It's on the 21st and 22nd. Who uses Count? A lot of characters can use Count. Count's best in slot. Character is definitely Ramoka though, and any character that heavily scales off of attack specifically. So Codex is actually better on Hellkid, but Hellkid can use Count, but Codex is better to be honest. But it's really just Ramoka. Dating, I think if you have, it just comes down to if you have a better Count versus White Fang, that will be the deciding factor. Messiah can use it, but Revelation's better. Count's just one of those ones where it's like, if you get Count and it's going to have better substats, it's going to be better than whatever shell you have on your DPS. If you have if you have whatever is the best in slot with better passives than the Count, then that best in slot will be better. Do you have plans to use Messiah? Yes. Yes, I do. Yeah, we do. Wait, what was that team you suggested for Nico Nana just now without Shadow Sonya? Fangus, Viper, Valerian, Linglo. I'm clearing this with Celince as well, but I feel like she never gets her CC. She feels useless. Do you have her S3 at level 3? Because mine does. I invested into it, and it was the best investment I've made in a while. Actually, no, that's a lie. Dot Team was the best investment I made. Okay, this is looking already more consistent. Use Messiah for PvE? Yes, PvE and PvP. Lily, Messiah, everything, pretty much. So this was the secret tech you were talking about? No, this is actually not the secret tech. This is one of the secret techs, but not the secret tech. You know? You know? I'm going to be honest, I said that the secret tech was going to be tomorrow, but it may be, I'm thinking that it's probably more efficient for me to wait until this weekend, like during the ×2. So you know what? I'll tell you this. Farm up light mats. That's all you need to know. Farm up light mats. That's it. Because I'd feel bad if I did it and it ended up being on the last day and then you were rushing to do it. So that's it. And it's a very low investment character, so you don't have to worry about it. All you need is, you just need to be able to have a lot of light mats. Replacement for Celince. So Obol works if you can clear it fast enough. Or Kazuya, the Reverie, because she can sleep them. That's about it. For new LD unit coming? that would actually look really sus if they just revealed like a light LD unit. And it was during the ×2 event when I said I will reveal the secret tech, and then I just turn around and I tell you guys, hey guys, the secret tech is actually, I'm sponsored by XD. Here's the newest character, light unit. Pull her, must be broken. Yeah, well, we know it's jelly, so it would actually look kind of sus though. But no, it's not. It's not a 5-star. It's not a 5-star character. Sorry, it's not an SSR character. Should I reset my Leanne for Chloros? Honestly, I'm gonna be honest. You probably shouldn't reset the Leanne for Chloros. But I mean, you can. You can. I think it's up to you. Do you like Chloros? If you do, then you can do it. But either works. Unfortunately, at the current stage at how things are, it doesn't really matter. You're gonna get stuck anyway. Did you see the Deting Viper clears for Nico Nana? Yeah, that would also work. Viper is the kind of the one that you'll have to invest into if you want to break into Nico Nana. He is the tech for Nico Nana specifically. Actually, overall, he's pretty good. GG's then, yeah. Do I need S2 level 5 on Messiah? No, you only need, if you're going to heavily invest into Messiah, it's 445. Okay, this run is looking way more consistent. So it really was just an effect accuracy thing. Okay, that's good to know. And she's still tanky enough that it hasn't really mattered. She hasn't died really, so. Okay, well that's it. So apparently you need like 140, like, I think it's 140 probably effect accuracy. I think I was just short, so just keep that in mind. Why Celince or Kazuya for this fight? So this fight, how it works is she has this stack here, which is that she starts with Corrode. And every time that she gets a certain amount of stacks of Corrode, she will, oh yeah, she immediately starts a turn at 7. Okay, so she starts off at 3, and every time she gets like up to 7, she'll do it. So the way that she gets these stacks are when these guys hit. It's a passive though. So if you use her to disable the passive, then they don't get it. Now, the other way is you just stop them from attacking, and this also counts for counterattacks normally, so just keep that in mind. If you can sleep them or stun them in any way that they're not able to attack, then she won't gain the stacks. And if she doesn't gain the stacks, you have a lot more time to kill her. Otherwise, she will stack up really quickly because you get counterattacked every time you hit her. So then you just get screwed over. So unless you can one-shot her, which is very, very, very hard to do, you probably won't even be able to one-shot her even after you have late-game DPS gear. You have to turn off those side ads. And this is, right now, the most consistent way to do it. Did you see the final shell stage has been cleared on Nightmare? The final shell stage? On Nightmare? No, I have not seen that. You mean Inferno? I mean, if it's a first time clear, that doesn't really matter. What matters for the shell stages is being able to auto it. So unless the guy's autoing it, then it's irrelevant. So. Okay, let's just watch the run. So this is the Kenai Fury. Okay. Just watch it. Okay. That's technically auto, yeah. Holy shit, that's so much damage. Okay, yep, that's fine. Oh no, it's not auto. So this is manual because he S1s. He should have like S3 the middle if he wasn't. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So it's manual. I don't really care about manual. I'm more interested in if he first time clears don't matter because you don't even get a reward from this. Like you get this, but it can't even get the 3 matrix lines, so it's actually irrelevant. I mean, no shade at Adept. Like good job, but it doesn't really matter if that makes sense. Like at least when you clear the module stage first times, you get like a piece of gear that's really good. You gonna tell people about the goat? The Asia tech. Can Fangus work here if I don't have Shadow Sonya? We did try it. I think I can retry. Yeah, I'll retry it after this run. I'll retry it. We'll see. Do you recommend just putting Lattice into Viper if I have an excess to help with Nico Nana? Yeah, definitely. Viper's really good. He's worth building in my opinion. What's the best Codex matrices? You just care about Swift Rush. Pretty much Swift Rush Bulwark is like the best, but that's the only ones you care about, really. What skill investment spread for Viper and Fangus? So Fangus is the more important one, and he needs 5. So he needs his S2 first, then his S1, both to level 5, and then you need his S3 up to level 3. Viper, you want to max the S2, then you want to get the S3 up. I forget which level it is. I think it's 3 or 4. I can just check real quick. Yeah, just level 2, because you just want to increase this chance. And then you want to get this S1 up here. And then you want to come back and eventually get this to at least level 4. Because you do want to dispel the 2 debuffs. It makes your run more consistent because it'll strip both the defense, both the speed buff and the attack buff from the Nico Nana, which is where the run can get a little bit dicey. Wow, okay, so apparently just switching up the effect accuracy made this run more consistent. So I'll try Fangus again. What shell should you put on Freya? Artisan? Normally I use Artisan. Otherwise you can go with Jackal. Either works. Outside of Viper, who else do you recommend? I have Kazuya, Marvel, Deting, and Val built up. I have way too many lattices saved up. Viper and Fangus are really, really good pickups for sure. Definitely worth investing into. Just those 2 for now. They're heavy investments as well. Let's try Fangus real quick. Before I do that, let's just quickly go here, save this. We're going to save this right here to this. So there we go. And then we're going to go down to Fangus. Fangus right here is going to go to this one. Okay, let's give this a go. Let's see if this works out. We'll give you 3 runs. Should I get Holden or just build Viper for Aurora? Just build Viper. Just build Viper. Okay, let's do this. So Fangus Lattice investment is his S2. Level 5, S1 level 5, and then S3 level 3. Codex is good on how many characters? Mainly characters who need to spam S2, S3? Yeah. There's like 8 different characters that can abuse it. So just get like 2 to 3. Should I reset Marvel so I can invest lattices for Viper? Yeah, you can. Viper just is slower, but he's more consistent overall. Viper really wants his S2 maxed. His S3 just needs to be like level 4 preferably. And then eventually the S1, it just makes it more faster. Viper's one of those characters that like he needs low investment at the start, but the more you invest into him, it is a character that does genuinely like is worth that extra investment. I mean, this is working right now. It looks like it was just the effect accuracy was not there. So I guess Fangus works. Just do that. Pop, pop. Hop. Do it again. So will my Tinchloros, Diana, Veronica, Bayotin team with better shells from Inferno, Nico Nana using the Viper Fangus team be able to push into Inferno Terror? Should be. Should be enough. Yeah. It's just, you're going to have to, like, it's going to be a struggle at the start. But if you have the right speed tuning and everything, you can do it. It'll be inconsistent, but you'll get 8% extra stats from the shell, which should help you a little bit with the consistency. And then eventually, as you get Fury Edge and you can upgrade those sets to 12.8.6 that are optimal, you should be able to fix that, and eventually you'll be in a really good spot, and it should get up to, like, just to where the only issue is when you don't strip the immunity, which, hey, you take those L's. That's a 90% average. Viper works for Terror too. Viper does not work for Terror. That's the only place he doesn't work, actually. It's sketchy because once you clear the Infernos once and get Fury Edge, then you can clean forever. Yeah, exactly. That's the problem. Well, that's the thing, right? When you get to the point where you can clear the shells, then the shells are the hardest part. Because once you have the shell, then you can grind the modules, because that's the idea, right? The shells are always a increase in stats. They're a guaranteed progression. And then it's just an inconsistent but doable run for the last bit. Okay, and slowly you get the gear, and the gear is going to slowly upgrade, which means that your run's going to become slowly more consistent, and eventually you're just super hyper consistent. Would you keep Chloros invested for Terror? Not level 50 yet, but haven't seen many Chloros taking on the leaderboard. Dot is manual though, and it's always going to be faster. It doesn't matter. As long as Dot is usable on the boss, it will always take over the leaderboard in the late game because people want to be on there to flex, even though all those runs are manual. Like, I'm actually going to be manualing it because I'm going to have to reset my Chloros anyway. So I'm just going to manual it because I already reset Veronica. But eventually, the idea is that I can just stat check it. So I may end up rebuilding the Chloros, just not as heavily invested in the future. Same with Veronica. But I probably will fully rebuild Veronica exactly how I had her in the future. It's just that right now is not the right time for her, and I have a solution that isn't using her. Once the Alicorn cleanses my Linglo in this fight, she still can't use all of her skills. Is that a bug? Are you sure it's not okay, so this is just a run that's failed, unfortunately. We'll give it another go. I mean, are you sure it's not just cleansing only the wound? There's the wound as a part of this as well. Is Kazuya better or Celince here? Definitely Celince. Definitely Celince, for sure. What if you can't do Inferno shells till 2 times event, as then I'll build Dot teams? Then that's fine right now. Then honestly, then that is actually a situation where you may choose to want to So first, ask yourself, do you have enough speed that you can build 4 characters at like 1 at 242, because Celince has to be 242. So go do the math if you can. Can you build her up there if you're going to use her? Because you need Celince at 242. You want the rest of your team to average 230 to 240. If you can do that, then go ahead, stockpile your stamina, and then dump it all during the ×2 event to build up the Dot team, and then also go farm your Doki and stuff, right? But if you can't, then what you should probably start doing is you need... Actually, no. Actually, yeah. Ignore everything I said. Just go stockpile. Yeah, because you're going to just use it all on Doki anyway. So if you can already farm at least help 4 Doki Doki, then by all means, yeah, go for it. Yeah, I don't know. I just talked myself into it. Go ahead. That your position, you make sense. Save up all your stamina as long as you can farm health 4. It cleanses the silence. I saw it just happen to your Linglo as well. Oh, then I guess that's a bug. I guess that's a bug. What's this? Oh, that's the rank room. How much extra Freya should have? You only need a little bit. Did you invest in Celince? I only put 2 P lattice into her. Where's Celince good at? Shadow Flame Hoyen and PvP. Now, I don't have enough revelations yet, but I've heard some people saying that they're trying to get enough revelations to try to see if they can do a Freya, Celince, Kazuya, like just a full-on revelation spam team for Doki Doki. So it may be possible there, but that is just theory right now. I just want to make that very clear. That's theory. So we don't know. I clear with Celince at 220 speed, but on manual. Yeah, I mean, 240 works. I know 242 works. Because we have other people in our guild doing it as well. They're the ones that made the strategy. I'm just sharing it because, well, we can't hide it. Everyone is already copying it, the ones that are actually just looking at the leaderboard, so. Wow, that was a really close run. Okay, so it looks like you can do it. You can definitely do it, but it's inconsistent. It's not the most consistent route. So I'm gonna let it run one more time. But this is doable. So you can do it with Angus, but it's not consistent. Simple as that. You're just gonna have to accept it. What guild are you? I'm Scarlet. I saw people using Halloween ×2 on Doki Inferno, but isn't Codex better? Halloween ×2 on Doki Inferno. On which characters? Isn't Codex better? So Codex is better if you can one-shot. Okay? So if you can one-shot the first wave at least, then Codex is technically better. But if you can't one-shot the first comp, the first wave, then Time Weave is better. What was up with your guys' guild boss? Huh? What do you mean, our guild boss? I mean, I haven't even hit the guild boss today, so a lot of people aren't on at reset. On Valerian, Halloween, and Kazuya? I have no idea why they have Valerian and Halloween. I mean, I guess you can run her on that. It doesn't hurt. Just free chance at, yeah, I mean, I could see it. I could see Halloween with Wellspring Time Weave for her. Yeah, I can see it. So she gets her S3 again, and she also gets a chance at her invincibility again. Yeah, I can see it. It's just to stop low roll cycling? Sorry, I'm not too sure what you're referring to. Unless, are you talking about the first week? Like the very first week guild thing? At level 50, what would be the best progression way? Definitely farm Rengoku for your shells first. Oh, the Halloween on Val? Oh, yeah, yeah. I mean, you could definitely do it, right? You have the S3. Like, I see it, right? The S3 is good. Oh, on the guild boss. Oh, yeah, yeah. So the first, you won't see... The guild boss leaderboard means nothing at this point because GVG's there. But also the second thing is the fact that the first two, they're so easy that it's just a rush. It's only the third one that will matter right now because that's the one that's uncapped. So right now it's just whoever happens to hit earliest. And as long as everyone's hitting 100s, it doesn't matter. And this week, to be honest, I would be very, very surprised if it matters at all because it will just be, everyone should be hitting 100, 100, 100. Because that's what we were at. Everyone just hit 100 every single day. I think we only had one day where people hit less than that, and we pretty much got really mad at them. We're like, there's no reason you should be hitting lower than that. So yeah. Alright, so TLDR is Fangus can definitely work in replace of Shadow Sonya, but it is less consistent. So if you're okay with the inconsistency, and one thing to note though is it may be slightly more consistent if I were to raise this, but right now I have not. I just can't. So oh yeah, I forgot about that. I need 2 more codexes, man. Okay, we gotta take a little bit of a break from this boss, and we're gonna go back to Rengoku. Okay. Do we agree that you need over 255 speed on at least 2 curves on Inferno? Because I have at least 2 at 256 and they outspeed me. No. So apparently to outspeed the entire first wave, it is like 280. It's like really crazy. What's shell passive for Revelation? It depends on the character. If you're doing the cheese Revelation, then it's speed in the middle, and then it's just flat attack for the left side, and then it is the damage percent for then it's the effect accuracy technically depending on the character. The last one doesn't really matter for the right side. If it's just standard DPS, then it's attack percent, crit rate or crit damage, whatever you need, and then it is after that the damage percentage for your whatever color your character is. How am I getting there? Yeah, 280. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's like 280 something. I don't get 100 and I clear hell for everything in Inferno Termaton. Oh. I guess that's a little bit of a skill. No, we also all had Chloros and stuff, which helped. That's for sure. And we will not have Chloros moving forward. So honestly, you may not see us on there because we're probably transitioning to actual GVG and stuff now. But now we're GVE. Like these two just absolutely dominate GVE. Same with Kloss. All really, really powerful. So where are we? Let's go back here. So let's go to okay, this is the Kloss. And then we have who am I missing? So that's that. Oh, it's Freya. It's Freya. How can I forget about Freya? Where is it? Oh, here it is. Doki Freya. There we go. Okay, well, I know this clear, so we're all good. We can just go here. We can just press this. So now my goal here is I just want to farm this guy. I just need 2 dragons. That's it. Genetic diff. Not being able to farm Inferno on ×2 this weekend is a big downgrade. I can easily do Hell 4. I mean, it does suck, but it's fine. You're good. You're good, man. Because at the end of the day, like, you'll still get a bunch more pieces that are, like, speed pieces, so that's fine. As long as you can do Hell 4, you should feel really, really good. Well, only Lily can outspeed them, but the rest of my team can't, so it doesn't matter. Ooh, yeah. I mean, eventually you'll get there. Mostly if you have Mio, you can try to use her, because then she kind of works just like Marvel. So that's kind of like the goal, and that's what that one guy is doing that's on the leaderboard, which is what I will eventually want to do as well. But I'm probably going to do it with Messiah. There is a composition that should work with Messiah for it as well. Just a little bit harder to get to, but I'm probably just going to accept that I'm not doing one-shots. Well, only my Lily can oh yeah, alright. I prefer Twilight Knight over White Fang Shell. It's good for Hell, but you can't do that in Inferno. If people farm Inferno Aurora this time too, they'll have a big advantage. No one can actually AFK that. The only people that can do it, there's only like one person that was able to do it on auto, and that was a like 12-minute clear. So any tips for Fabian and Ember Track? Pretty much for Fabian and Ember Track, all I did was I killed her side ads ASAP with like the Ting and Lily and stuff, and then I beat her down until she started to scale up, and then I switched over, and then I just finished her off on the middle. Just try to squish her up as fast as you can, and then eventually when she starts getting you to half HP, actually when she starts hitting you down to like where you only have like 30% HP left, that's when you probably need to switch after you do a big heal. Worth 12-minute clear. It's just, you're probably not going to get through all of it is all. Yeah, and you know what's crazy, Anshit? That damage right there that you saw, that's like not even half the HP of, yeah, that's just not even half the HP of Nico Nana, so good luck. You're different, you go, man. If there's a dream, then you go for it, man. You're watching every single one, you're not even gonna multitask? That's wild. You know what? They're going to reward you with the craziest sets. You know it. You know they're going to just give you the craziest drops. You know, I really should stream more. Oh, there we go. We're already done. Wait, that's it. Okay, I'll just do one last run here, but every time I stream, I get like really crazy drops. So I should probably do that more often. So what I've learned is when I'm trying to farm for gear and stuff, I should just stream. They look so clean. Yeah, they are so clean together. Unfortunately, Chloros is going to get put on the bench burner for now. Okay. Streamer luck classic. Exactly. There we are. Okay, let's empower this. And that's fine. It is what it is. So there's our 5, and then this kind of ruins our speed tuning right now because I'm pretty sure it brings her up to 240. Oh, okay, so it works out perfectly. Are you saying streamer luck is real? It has to be. Like, so Celince tier 0, so She's tier 0 because she is the best in Shadow Flame Hoyen, and anyone who is a Rev abuser is broken in PvP. That's pretty much it. That's my case. And it makes for a great YouTube thumbnail. Got you to click, didn't it? Using momentum without claws feels really bad. I mean, I guess it could. Yeah, because she does do 3 buffs. I can see it. See why it feels bad. Is Count good on Ramolka? Yes, Count is Ramolka's best in slot, mostly for PvE. Where were we? So we're switching over to SH Lily. Huh? I swear I had SH Lily. Yeah, SH Lily. That's done. And then we need... what's her face? Celince. And then... what's her face? What's her face? What's her face? What's her face? Linglo, Linglo, Linglo. Oh, Linglo. There we go. We'll go back. How do you make thumbnails? It's the main thing stopping me from uploading. I use Photoshop. And I used to do graphic designs in high school. It was my passion, if you know that meme. And so I just got like better at it as time went on. I guess it's final shell farm hell again, just reached level 50. Yep, to Rengoku you go. Yeah, it was my back in the day, but that was when I was like 14, man. What's the speed range for Messiah? Depends on how fast your Lily is. Generally, you want it to be 30% of whatever your Lily's speed is if you want to be the most optimal, or whatever her skill up is. So like what you generally want to do is you want to go here, you want to click on this, go to your Lily and be like, okay, my Lily right now is 238 speed. Okay, normally this will not be. Let's say it's 280, right? 280 is average for Lily at this point. So you times that by 0.7, and that, so you want your Messiah to be about 195, 196, if you have her skill up, right? Because right now this is like what? Yeah, so see, if you get this up here to level 4, which is what like some of them are doing, then you do that. Currently it's 20%, so you do 20%, so you times 80. So that's it. So you just times it by whatever the rate is, and that's how much you want it to be. So this way, after you push up, you should immediately take a turn. No, I'm saying 270, 280 Lily, and then you times it. So if you have, in this case, if you don't have that S2 raised, which most people won't have it raised, let me just quick check. Okay. So 280 times that by 0.8. If you want to be super safe, it can be a little bit less than this. It could be like maybe 5% less because you also have the speed buff. But yeah, about 224. If you times that by 0 points, oh, sorry, just divide that. Sorry, 224. Divide that by 1.2. So it needs to be a 187, right? If you have a 280 Lily, you times it by 0.8 if she's 511. And then you divide it by 1.2 because you want to lose 20% because that's for the super buff. That's how much you want to be. So it's just mathing it out. Should I aim for Messiah 445 or is 1-1 good enough? Try 115 because you want a minimal investment, and then you can go through and do it. If your Lily is 266, what you do is 266 times 0.8. So that's 80%, right? So that's 212.8. But you have the speed buff, which is 20%. So you divide that. So divide that by, oops, sorry, I need to go back. So where were we? We were 212.8. Then we're going to divide that by 1.2. So you need 177 speed. Yeah. So you need 177 speed, roughly around there. Try to go for 180. Do you think Messiah is worth building over S. Sonya? Ooh, that's a tough call. To be honest, you should be able to build both. Do you know the skill upgrade prioritization for Mio? It's just her S1 and then her S3. Oh, we lost? That's my first loss in a while. I didn't even pay attention. Can Lily, Kloss, Freya use Artisan? Yeah, they can. The shield does not stack though. After I farm 3 codexes, farming Doki next? Yeah, if you can. If you should be able to push into Doki Inferno for the most part. If you can't, you may have to farm other stuff. You may have to go farm Terramaton and improve your gear. Is Sanya a must for Terror? No, but the other team for Terror is really, really hard to get to. She is the easiest entry point into Terror, but it's manual. So just keep that in mind. Dot is manual. Is your Linglo skills upgraded? No, she's 1-1-1. Should I just max Viper's S1, 2 at this point? Are there better SR investments to go for? You can hold off on that. You can definitely hold off on the S1 on Viper and start building up Fangus. That's probably more optimal. You can auto dot and tear, yes, but the setup is really, really specific. It's actually the one thing where there's actually some like requirements, and I can't really show it yet because I can't do it either. I have to get the right stuff to do it, but it's not easy. The auto on dots that people are doing right now that are not a very, very specific setup. Whoa, that was a good one. That's a playable one for sure. They're really, really specific, and the ones that are not specific are like less than 50% clear. The majority of them are manualing. They'll like run something like this in the background and then they'll go manual it. So sorry, I got a bunch of questions here. You can auto, yep, you got Jackal Guard. Just got Jackal Guard with Cure, Time Weave, Evil Guard. Sounds good for a healer? Yeah, sounds great. What Jackal good on? Jackal is good on pretty much anything for the most part. It's always just a safe one that you can equip. Wait, Inferno drops modules with 3 on it? Yes, it does. That's the whole thing. This is exactly why. And every time you get one like this, it's always 3-3-3. There's no RNG like this where it could be 3-1 and all that. It will always be 3-3-3. What shell are you building in there? At this point, I'm just trying to farm for a good Jackal and like maybe a better Lighthouse if I can get it. Sorry, better Amber. But mainly a good Jackal, or if I can get the Harvest version of the Revelation I got, so I can transition into that later and then use the one Revelation that I have now for someone else, that'd be good. Do you have a build for Celince? Yes, I do. Oh my god, that's an insane one. That's a really, really good one. Hell, I mean, it's not as good as the other one we got, but that's really good. So Celince, pretty much what I would recommend for gear, specifically for Flame Hoyen. In PvP, use Revelation. You put her on as much, you want momentum on the Revelation, build her on as much speed as you can, and then you have like attack percent and then 2 crit rates. And that's the build, okay? For PvE, Tim, I can't, bro. For PvE, specifically for Flame Hoyen, you need about 240-ish speed. About 240-ish speed so you can outspeed the boss with a speed buff on the second rotation. Consistently. And then from there, it's just the ads, 120 accuracy has been working. So do you have skills for her? I mean, I only have 2 here. This just makes the run more consistent. You can go without it. It just makes the run more consistent if you have it. I thought I had to kill both Phoebes and Ember Track. No, you have to kill one. You switch between them. Using 2. Okay. So I'm eventually going to raise her for real. Eventually I want to raise this to 4 for the speed. And eventually I want to raise this to max. And I would get this up here anyway. So to me, makes no difference. Makes no difference. It's a long-term plan, and this is just a light investment now for a future that will be coming. So I don't care. Is your Rosa seeing much use in Hell 4 content? Recently got her, but not sure if I should invest into her. I'm not really using her outside of PvP right now. That's, she's there for the future with Aurora. Would you prioritize farming Terra or Doki on Inferno first? Definitely Doki. Definitely Doki. Is Whitney worth farming? No. Absolutely not. Just the achievement, and then you ignore it. Do I max Messiah S3 or Rose's S3? Probably Messiah's safer, if you have Lily. Actually, no. Even if you don't have Lily, Probably safer. So for Auto Hoyen, it's Lily, Linglo, Sonya, Celince. Yes. And technically Fangus works if you don't have him. We just tested that. It does work, it's just not as consistent. But it definitely can work. What do you think about Rahu, Giada, or Rosa to choose as a Doki DPS? I have Lily. Go with Giada. How to use Grey to one-shot Inferno? Huh? Oh yeah, you don't use him to one-shot Inferno. So if you have Grey, you can't do that. Okay, so she got bullied. Can't do anything about that, I guess. You cannot, yeah, you just can't do it. Does the Fangus team work? Yeah, it just wasn't as consistent. Is any mythic better than gold? Huh? Yeah, a lot of them are better. A lot of the mythics are better. But yeah, pretty much the idea behind Grey is that you're running a consistent team. It's a consistent team that's just going to be safe. Generally, you're going to have like sustainers and healers, and he's going to be a secondary DPS. So this is going to be like your Giada or your Ramolka. You're going to do that. So unfortunately, this run's a fail, but hey, I mean, this is the 6th run and we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, did we fail one already? Huh. I mean, it's still more consistent than what it was before once I increased the accuracy. For the Celince tech, I'm investing her now. I'll try with no lattices. Yeah, try her with no lattices. And then if you want more consistency, you can invest into that. Will Obol be good in Inferno Hoyan? Yes, but he's a little bit harder. Like he's... Celince, you actually don't ever want to max her S3 because it will break the Hoyen comp, because ends up that her cycling at 240 is enough to where she will always be able to cycle in time to keep the forgetfulness up, which is key. Obol doesn't do that, I think, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it does work out. You'd have to find the right speed, but it just comes down to speed tuning. Arset Leanne, and only SSR DPS that I have on my account is Rahu, Holden, and Tiamat. Who is more useful? Probably shouldn't have reset Leanne if I'm going to be honest with you. So I guess you're in Rahu jail. Enjoy your 12-minute clears, but they will clear. I promise you that. I promise you that. Do you see Chloros still having value with how the game currently is? I would not invest into him 444 like I did before. I'm getting bailed out by this reset, to be honest with you. Getting very bailed out. Someone cleared Aurora with Giada. Yeah, I expect that most Aurora clears, when people start getting actual gear and start actually pushing into Aurora besides the first time clear, they will be doing Rosa or Giada comps. That's my bet. Or they'll be doing really, really slow Tiamat comps. Those will be the 3 comps that I expect to see in Aurora as we scale into them. And maybe possibly a Messiah Lily comp, something like that. Would Rahu work on Health or Doki Doki? My Remultra, yes, but it becomes RNG fest because stuns are going to be more proactive and all of that. It's doable though. It's just not going to be as consistent. How much speed needed to go first in Doki Inferno? It's like 280 something. I think someone said it was like 288 for the bare minimum. I don't know the exact number though. You would have to, but I know it's in the 280s. So just keep trying to push there. Would you still reset at 044 Chloros without Shadow Sonya? Ooh, probably not without Shadow Sonya. Mostly if you have to ting on your account. It just depends. Do you have like Messiah Lily? What characters do you have? Because your box is what will make that decision for you. What would you prioritize farming first? Inferno, Doki, or Terror? Doki, 100%. Eh, is it 3 runs? Okay, so just those 2. The lattice investment? I mean, so, sure. So right now, I have 5 spare lattices, okay? I have this guy, 444. I have Ramolka, S3. I have nothing here, nothing here. I have 4 into her for speed for PvP. 5 here, sorry, 4 here. Sorry, this is only 3 technically. 4 here, because you want the 100% assist. It's really broken. 4 here. That's, and 2 here. So that's all of the investment I have on my account so far. And I have 5 left. And I will be resetting for Messiah. Now, I probably will end up going 4-4-5 on the Messiah, to be honest with you. But I'm going to try him at 1-1-5. If he works at 1-1-5, then I may save those lattices. And then like build him later. But we'll see. Because then I would have an additional, what is it? I get 9 lattices back, but I use 4. I'd have 10 lattices that I can use wherever I want, and then I'd probably start building other characters. But if I need to, I am ready to slowly invest into him until I have the amount that I need. And the moment that he works, I'm probably going to stop there. And if it happens to be 5-4-4, then albeit it's 5-4-4. Does anyone know if the Lethal Pursuit event refreshes? I don't think it does. But I don't know. Don't quote me on that. Rat Mocha or Giada? Honestly, I'll be honest with the results. I would say Giada is probably overtopping Ramolka for the better investment for long-term Doki Doki in terms of the accessibility for the average player. I would say that Ramolka definitely is better at the top ends, but the floor-wise, it looks like Giada is doing better. I'm not investing in Rosa. I'm not investing into Rosa yet because I don't plan. So you have to think about this game like it's a resource management game, right? So it's kind of like if you ever played a game like TFT, where there's knowing your curve and your power spikes, it's kind of like that, right? Right now, Rosa doesn't really do anything for me because I still got to clear Doki Doki Inferno, okay? My Doki Doki Inferno, I could probably first time this, but I don't care about the first time because I'm not really going to be able to use the Swift Raid. I mean, now I do. Now I can. I actually got a good wipe thing for it, so maybe I can. But I need the shells. So the shells are the ones that I'm breaking into because generally it's best to do your shells first. You know, Teramaton, I got a Fury Edge now, so that's great. I would have gone and done this as a first time clear to get this because this is really good. And it's attack percent, by the way, that you get from the, sorry, not the first time clear here. It's the first time clear in the, where is it? The event, right? So you have to think about what character is best for you to invest in now because, but a week or two now, you're going to have more investment that you can go at other places. So I can go in and I don't need her for probably another week or two, right? Because I'm probably not touching Aurora for like another week at least. And that's at least, maybe even 2 weeks. So in 2 weeks from now, yeah, those lattices will be there for her. But right now, I don't need them. And also, I have a lot of other places to get lattices right now. I think I have a few, because we're going to have the weekly pack, so that's at least 1. Who knows if there's going to be more, right? I have 3 lattices here, so this is a guaranteed perfect lattice, so that's another one. So by next week, I have at least 2 extra lattices. And then I also still have my Ember track, because I haven't done this. You can see, I literally didn't do this. Like, there's no reason I wouldn't do this, right? It's not like I'm stuck here. I need to see if I can do this. If I clear this, you get 2, because you get 1 from here, 1 from the event. So there's another one. And then also, there's the chance that maybe I will get strong enough to push anything. Now, I don't know. Right now, a lot of people are stuck at Heinrich still. Very unlikely, but technically, I could push him and maybe eventually we start getting to Nico Nana. We'll have to see. But over time, I could get there. Who knows what we're going to be at in like 2 weeks from now. So it's all about knowing who to build up. Right now, it's Dot. So I need Lily and Sonya, so I'm investing there. Next up, I need Doki Doki, so it's probably going to be Messiah. So it's just about knowing where you're investing and investing smartly so you can progress. That's all it is. So that's the goal. When building Giada for Doki, what skills do you recommend? Definitely the S3 and then probably the S2, but if you are fine with just the S3, you can probably save the investment because she's really only good for Doki Doki and like the train event, but the train event, I don't even know if it's going to come back after this because it's really hated, so it's probably not worth over investing just for that. Do I need more speed on Linglo if my Lily S2 makes Dieting move after Linglo for Aurora? Yeah, absolutely. You would need Linglo to go first. Who to invest, Dot Team or Dating for progressing? Dating is better early on because he's going to allow you to do more stuff safer and consistent. Dot is going to have to be manualed a lot of the time. Dot is really good later on because right now we're at a stage where a lot of this can be manualed, specifically here in the shell bosses, so I don't need to worry about it. So I would recommend Dating first, and then you invest into Dot when you start getting into the later 40s, knowing that you're going to have to start prepping to push the Inferno shells. What's your build for Inferno Terror? So I was using a composition. I can't really show you it anymore because I broke the Veronica, but I wonder if he's still up here. Probably not, because everyone's kind of taken over at this point. If he's still on here, Levi does it still. Yeah, he's not even on here anymore. But we were doing like a Veronica, Dinah type of comp. I actually don't know. Yeah, because Levi's saving it all. I can just show you through here. So this was the comp we were doing. The idea is that we were using Revelation Dinah, and it was Veronica goes, she steals the buff for immunity and spreads it to the entire team. This means that you don't get pushback, so there's no RNG in the speed or anything. Then what you do is you have Freya go after the boss, and what happens is she will go and she pushes you forward, so this helps your characters, like specifically it's going to help your Daiting move in front of the arms because he only needs like 184 speed, so this way you can have max DPS. Then you have Chloros go. Chloros with the attack buff will apply his Doom Toll, so White Fang will trigger, he's down to 8. Dinah will go, she'll crit, she'll land all her debuffs, and with Revelation that counts as 8 hits. So what it would do, it procs Doom Toll, and then you get hit there, and then you get Daiting, who's going to do his hit combo now with all the buffs from Dinah, doing a lot of damage. This will then also trigger White Fang, so now the second Doom Toll is already down to 6, so he'll go, and then you're using, so at this point, you would have done your first rotation. We have Codex on both Veronica and Freya, so Veronica will go, she'll steal the defense buff, and then she'll also put up her immunity to death again, the Soul Ward, which is great, and then Freya will go, she has Revelation, sorry, not Revelation, she has Codex, so she'll cast, that's 4 hits, and this means that when you go and you attack with pretty much anyone else, it will trigger, and that usually is enough to kill. So, yeah. That was the strategy. It needed really specific speed tuning. You needed like you needed a lot of last investment because your Chloros had to be cracked, which is why we were 444. Veronica needed her S1 skilled up because she's so slow. Like it's really hard to outspeed because you need 264 speed. So you either have to have God speed tier and you need to be exactly 263 or 264. You can't be any more, any less. Otherwise she will outspeed the defense arm and it will ruin the run because the defense buff will make it much harder to get the damage that you need. And she will also not reapply the Soul Ward in time. So it has to be 263 or 264. Why is it inconsistent? Damage. The damage is just too hard to get to because they buffed Inferno. So sometimes you will, sometimes Dinah's gear has to be perfect and it's really hard to get the right Dinah gear to make it consistent. It's really hard. Levi was the only one who did it because he got really lucky with momentum sets and all of that. How to beat the level 30 boss in Embertrack? The spawn denies turn. You're supposed to kill them. You're supposed to kill them as fast as you can as soon as you see them. For Hoyen, who's Codex on? Codex is on my Shadow Sonya and my Celince. So yeah, her and her. Should I invest into Daiting? Yes, you should. Sharon is hot? Yeah, she is. Would you recommend investing in Giada, Ramolka, or Messiah for Doki? If you have no dupes for Messiah, then I would recommend Giada. You probably want like at least the first 3 dupes. If not, yeah, you really want like the first 3 dupes because the extra base stats are so important. The last 2 are like really good. You really want them, but I really would say that you want at least 3 dupes. If you have Lily Messiah, it probably still works out. But yeah, Giada is probably the safest. How to beat level 30 boss? Oh, we already went over that. Can you explain in basic terms what Codex should be on and how it works? If your character wants to cast its ultimate, its S3, or whatever it automatically casts with AI, if you're using it for auto runs, then if it wants to cast it twice in a row, Codex is good on. If it doesn't want to cast it more than just the first time, and it wants to do S3 into S2, then it's good. So just ask yourself, do I like my character's S3? If they used it 2 times in a row, would that be good? So right away, that's a character like Gloss, right? Defense down and speed down, that's great. We want this up and we want it to cast as many times as possible because it will make it more consistent. So that's good. Mio with the pushback, great. So this is good on. Lily, S2? Nah, not really. She'd cast her S2, so it's not good there. That's it. Sonya's case for Codex is really specific, so I won't count that. Can I use RC77 to one-shot Doki Inferno? Technically, yes, you can. Technically, you can. It's a much harder situation because he's not as consistent, but you definitely can instead of having Kloss. He is the thing. It's just higher gear requirement. That's really all it is. Can I replace Lily for Tsukimi? I don't have Lily. The reason why we choose Lily specifically has nothing to do with the push-up and the speed buff. That is all bonus, okay? The main reason we use Lily is for her S1, which currently no other character in the game has the assist mechanic. So she's able to force the assist on the character that she's marked, which in this case is Shadow Sonya, who every time she S1s has a chance to dot, so it's 50%, which means with enough accuracy it becomes 100%, minus the, then there's always the 10% chance to resist. That's always in this case. And also, every time she flicks a stack of dots, well, she'll always have this extra 100% chance to add another dot to the stack. So the idea is she spams and she gets a bunch. You can't really replace that. It's just not possible. You just can't. Bayotin has that? No? Bayotin? I don't think she has that. She has a pull forward, but that's the S2. Yeah, she's just the pull forward. All she does is she makes them have a turn, but that's not really an assist. And she only gets it on a 5-turn cooldown. Lily is literally, she spams this. So is it just S1 and S2 I want up on Fangus? You definitely want his S3 because it stacks the most, which is really, really good. It also has a speed down, I believe, if I remember correctly. I can just check. Yeah, so you want this guy because it applies dot, and it's a 2-turn stack of dot compared to this, which is a 1-turn. And it has a speed down, so this is good. So this is why he's good with Codex, because you really, really like this. Technically, if you can get 12 Swift Rush, or even if you can get like Time Weave Swift Rush, like at least 12 Time Weave, 8 Swift Rush, and he's fast enough, and definitely 12-12, then technically that's going to be better on like Halloween, right? Or even like just a standard whatever you have that's 12-12, like a Jackal. Can Jackal get it? I actually don't know. Can Jackal get Time Weave? I forget. If he can, then he would definitely be like the best case scenario outside of Halloween. Oh, he can. Yeah, so Jackal would be a good option. That or Halloween. The Chloros build? Sure. So is it, yep, I already answered that. You need to max an SR's prowess for quest anyway, so it's not bad to 555 him. Yeah, exactly. Like, well, the Ting was my one that I 555'd. I run 12-12 Time Weave and Swift Rush on my debuffers with Jackal. Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. This is a flex spot. So these pieces are going on my Messiah. This one rolled. Okay. This one rolled. Okay. At least it has that. Who am I resetting this event? So I've already reset Veronica, I've reset Shiaki the Echo, and now I am going to reset Chloros for Messiah. Is Giada worth investing 12 lattices on? No. No, she is not. The only thing that... So, the reason why people were investing into Giada before as heavily as they were was because, and this is one of the reasons why people want to reset, was they wanted this chance to steal the buff. Which is what they were doing. To steal the middle waves buff with Lily getting the assist. That's why they did this. So now, you only want the S3. This is the main important one, because you really want this for the damage multiplier increase every time you cast. And then the S2, because this will give you extra crit rate, which is nice. I think this also gives you like an extra... Yeah, it also gives you crit rate here. So you get a lot of crit rate. You get 3. You get 6. So this is 12. So you get 18 crit rate just from getting this up to at least level 4. And then if you get here, then your crit damage will increase by 10% every single time you evolve. So this is going to help you overall with this ability. So yeah, S3 and then S2. Those are your best bet. Is Dark Moon any good on Vangus? It definitely can be good on him. Actually, no, it doesn't work on Dot. It does not work on Dot, so you know it is not good on him. Should I build Bjorn? Will he ever be good? Right now, Bjorn is not a good pickup because until they nerf Revelation's mechanics, so it can't be abused by multi-hitters that are not supposed to be dealing damage, then it will stay a really hard time for bruisers. Bruisers are just not in a good spot now that people are starting to abuse the Revelation tech. Hopefully they change that though. If they change that, Bjorn will be probably very good. So yeah. So I think I covered everything I really wanted to do today. How much more stamina refill do I have? I have 4. I'll probably finish this off in the morning because it's getting late here. It's 12. So do you think the Revelation is an intended mechanic? No, it's definitely not intended. Honestly, I'm surprised they haven't fixed it yet because it definitely falls into the if there's anything that falls into the category of a critical bug, that is definitely the one. But anyway, I'm gonna call it for tonight. I think this has been a good stream. I wanted it to be a quick one just because I've been pretty much gaming all day and I haven't eaten, so I'm not sure if you guys have heard of my stomach growling, but it's definitely been growling. So I'm gonna go get some food and I'm gonna hit the hay. So thank you for joining me tonight. As always, if you can leave a like before we head off, I'd really appreciate it because it just helps YouTube, as always, say, please check out this guy's content. And I should have a video. I'm going to try to get 2 videos up tomorrow, but at least 1. So stay tuned for that. It'll just be the Pride Win tier list review that we did yesterday on stream. But yeah, anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow and we'll try some other stuff out. Hopefully we can start maybe building up Messiah. Well, probably not that. That's going to have to wait for the weekend. But yeah, we'll chat then. See you guys. Bye.